Oh yeah, I can't hear shit. There we go. Now I'm gonna take my headphones off anyway.
Oh my god, this isn't even set up.
Yeah. Sean, you're not even ready for this.
It's not.
Look at you.
Not professional.
You've got green still. It's green still. But now it's us.
Hey.
Hey.
See, we're good.
Josh can't breathe.
Are we?
Josh can't breathe.
I got guac in my throat.
That sounds like a Drake.
Guac in the throat. Guac in the throat.
Guac in the throat. Guac in the throat. Hey.
You ready, Sean?
Yeah, you can do your
Good.
welcome. We can welcome.
Welcome everybody to the Almost Never podcast. This is officially the last podcast of the year.
Say it ain't so.
It is so.
As we say farewell to 2023, we will recap some of the year's biggest stories, what we found interesting. I'm your co-host, Josh.
There's that voice.
My name is Trey Doge.
My name's Sean.
Hi, Sean. Hi, Trey.
What's going on?
Joshy, how was your week? I'm going to start off on you.
Got guac in my throat. But
That's what
besides
happened
that,
this week.
it's been a good week. I've been off this whole week.
Lucky man.
Yeah, I haven't done it. Yesterday I chilled, watched like a damn near a day's worth of Grey's Anatomy.
Oh,
I'm
what
still
season
on
are
it.
you on?
I'm still on it. Third season now.
You've
Okay.
been introduced to new characters now.
Yeah. Got an idea, the lay of the land.
You think you could do surgery yet?
Yeah, I could definitely. I did it before, you know.
Oh.
Doctor says I need a backiotomy. I could do that backiotomy.
Does it feel like an early 2000s show right now?
It totally is, but they deal with actually a lot of really interesting topics, like same-sex couples, and it's not even a big deal. Like there was like a episode with a girl who actually was intersex, and like I think she was supposed to be like 13 or 14, and how the parents dealt with the news, and it was very relevant, very tastefully done. Hung out with Ryan on Tuesday. Big shout out, Ryan.
Nice.
He's
Hey, Ryan.
down from the Bay. Hung out, went to Quarters. Have you guys ever been to Quarters? Korean barbecue? It's all right. It's expensive.
It was just all right.
Yeah, it's like meat. Cook on a grill. They cook it for you. It was chill. When I've been before, it was with my two old roommates, those two Asian gals, and we would like turn up when we'd go. We'd go through like 5 bottles of soju, like bunch of beer.
Do you do it like the legit soju way?
Well, I mean, there's different ways, like the little
Yeah.
tornado, like the little bombs and stuff. No, we would just take like endless shots, and so it was chill. Like it's like.
Because what is it? It's the liquor, and then you put like a soda in it.
Well, there's a couple different ways. There's like this stuff called makgeolli. It's kind of like a rice, kind of
Wine.
cloudy, sweet like wine. It's kind of like soju, but it's sweeter and it's easier to take down. You can do a combination of that. You can do beer and soju, whatever.
Yeah, you do like the. Then you fucking
the
shake
psh.
a bottle, and then and you like.
That's all show. That doesn't do shit. But I mean, it's cool.
I
But
know.
It's like a Teppan grill.
No, they just do that themselves. Like
No, I know, but it's like it's
Oh,
all
yeah.
for show. Don't change the.
yeah, it's flavor's all right. But yeah, no,
it's
we
like
saw
the American
new.
version, like standing on a knee or taking a knee and chugging. It's like the same thing. Does nothing but look cool.
We don't.
I mean, you're chugging
we don't ice people enough.
more icing in 2024.
More icing in 2024.
I don't think we need ice.
Wow, you
If
of
you
all
got
people?
ice, would you do it? Would you
Yeah,
like
you gotta
stand up
do
to
it.
Yeah. See, that's what I mean. We don't do it enough because person's got to do it.
Oh
What you wanna argue with tradition, Trey?
no, I'm fine.
You
with
of all
that.
people.
I know, but can we just kick it up to like?
Four Locos.
Let's kicking it down. Let's go to like IPA.
That's terrible to fucking hide one and then pound it. You feel.
I mean, I
been-
think
You've been peed.
no. I think the ice is better because
I
it's
think
like
ice
so
is
much
easier.
sugar.
Yeah.
It is easier for sure, but
Why don't you do Modelo time?
that was a great bit.
Was it?
This time.
I mean, you could
As if
hide.
it's time.
People would be okay with that as a beer. They'd be like, "All right, I got Modelo'd."
Saw the new Godzilla -1 movie.
How I heard it was
How
great.
did you see it?
with my eyes. In
No,
a
but
movie
it's
theater.
in the theater. It's in the movie.
It's in the
theater?
movie theaters.
Okay.
So it's been out for a few weeks now, and I was like, oh, it's gonna be very chill. Like it's gonna be empty, but
Packed.
it was like maybe 2/3 full.
Was it a busy theater you went to?
It was just the AMC at the Grove
How do you say theater?
Theater.
I was talking about this last night. That's weird.
You say it different.
Some people say
I
theater.
do say it different.
You say
He
theater.
did too. I say theater.
Theater.
And
I
you
see
guys
fake
both say
theater.
theater.
No, I say theater.
I say
you say
theater.
Yeah, he
Yeah, you
said
say
I'm a
theater.
theaterist.
Yeah.
Mm.
People make fun of us generally, not
Yeah.
there. Like
Yeah.
usually,
It's not a theater.
yeah. It's not theater.
Well, it's not, but I'm not gonna make fun of you.
Theater.
Theater.
Well, I mean, if I'm gonna do an old English, wouldn't it be a theatre? Because the R
What'd you
came
call
before
it?
the E.
Depends on where you're from.
That's the old, I mean, where the language was invented.
Lay of the land.
Latin. Rome?
No, English.
Oh, but it was pretty good. But Nufo shout out said it was like the best action movie of the year, and like there were intense scenes of destruction and stuff, but I wouldn't call it an action movie.
Wait, what?
It has like it's like 97% on Rotten Tomatoes
It's not
by both the
action, though?
critics. It is, but it isn't. It's a lot of like story build up. Takes place like at the dying throes of World War II.
Oh, it's back in time.
Yeah, back in the day. I thought it was great. It was creative, but it was not like an action movie per se. And I was like, I don't.
Is
I don't-
Godzilla still on our side in this one?
No. I would say like he's only been on our side like
I feel like he's never really on our side. We
it's
just
like we just live
choose.
with him.
We're like, oh, we're gonna choose for him to be on our side this time.
Yeah, but I don't really smoke that much these days, and like we smoked a lot before, and then we smoked before going to Korean barbecue, and then we smoked again before.
Do you get real high?
I think I fell asleep during some parts, like, and I was like, because when a movie's long, because that's like 2 hours something,
Plus, yeah, 2 hours plus.
and so like sometimes you sit forward in your seat.
Oh yeah,
wake yourself up.
This was the last part of the movie, and I
Hold
was like
yourself
this.
up.
It's like so I was like this. And like I think I would just be like, I'm real tired. I'm gonna close my eyes for a second. I think I would just fall asleep like this for like a couple seconds, like at a time, like maybe 5-10 seconds, and I'm like, oh shit, this movie's still going on.
That's the worst. I've done that driving.
It was good though. It was really good.
I'll pull myself over now.
It was always coming back from the
When
studio.
I start doing this, I'm like,
That's the
pulling
worst.
myself
Turn the
over.
radio up louder. You're just like,
It doesn't even work. People are like, roll your windows,
the windows
down,
down,
slap
dude.
yourself, and none of that shit
the
works.
slapping helps for like a little bit for me.
I do
it all
I have
helps
to
for about
pinch.
5 minutes.
I have to like pinch myself.
5
and
minutes,
just-
and
yeah.
then you're just back to.
Yeah.
You should do the like have electrodes attached to you, so you're like.
Yeah. Have you ever like slapped yourself when you're doing it? Like, yeah.
No,
That's the only way that works. Because like,
Yeah,
that
you can't do
don't
this.
nothing.
No, you gotta fucking hit yourself.
no, I've never been that desperate to wake up.
You never been
That sounds
afraid
I've
of the
been-
wheel?
I haven't been full afraid. No, I've been like, if I don't get home soon, I'm not going.
I'm not gonna make it home.
When I'm sleepy, I'm not really that concerned with anything.
The worst one is when you're driving and then you realize you're opening your eyes. Like, how long were they closed? How long were my eyes closed? Because I just opened them right now. Not good.
Believe that.
So wait, Nufo said that was the best action movie of
Yeah, and
2023.
so like there were action. It was like I'd say it was more of a drama.
Do you have
Who's
a
the
bet?
main character? Sorry, Sean.
Oh, it's okay.
Godzilla was the
Godzilla's
main
main
character,
character, bro.
obviously.
That's easy.
I know. I walked into that
It's
one.
named
But
after him.
if it was a person, who was it?
It's in Japanese, so it's subtitled, so I wouldn't know any of them in there. It was good.
Cool.
It was good though.
Do you have a best action movie of 2023?
I don't even know how many action movies I saw. I really liked
Do you have a best movie of
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles was really good.
It actually was
you see
good.
it?
I forgot to tell you. I watched
It was
it.
really good.
It was really good.
It didn't seem too pandering to like
Yeah. What
Gen
was the
Z
joke
stuff.
that you were making? And I forgot. I was like,
milk. Oh, you're gonna like get milked or something?
oh yeah.
Oh.
they're trying to milk you. They're
Yeah,
trying to
they're
steal
trying
you
to
and
milk
milk you.
And Jackie Chan was Splinter. Like he was a great Splinter. He's super pervy, but he was good.
Yeah, I thought that was actually.
He's Mr. Miyagi and Splinter.
Mm-hmm. He's
Yeah.
multi-talented.
Yeah.
Talk
I heard,
to Me was really good.
which one's
It's
Talk
like
to Me?
a horror movie.
Oh yeah, that
I
was
saw
one.
the Meg.
The Meg. That's not from this year, but it's cool
I saw
that you
the
saw
trailer
it.
for the first time.
Did you have a favorite movie of the year?
Leave the World Behind.
No, I didn't have a favorite movie.
Did you
oh,
see-
you know what? That's not from this year, so no.
Did you see John Wick 4?
I didn't. see
No,
it.
I didn't.
I haven't
No.
seen any
I was going
since
to
the
say the
second.
one with Leo and Jonah Hill, but that wasn't from this year.
Yeah,
Wolf
it
of
was.
Wall Street.
The Don't Look Up? Or
Don't
whatever?
Oh.
look, no. Was
That
no
was
the
last-
other one.
last year.
Jonah Hill. Jonah Hill's one where he was
with
with
Eddie Murphy.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
didn't
that
see
one came out.
Yeah.
I mean, it was good, but then like after everything, like is it pandering? It might smell like pandering.
Yeah, I haven't seen a good movie in a while, to be honest.
What's okay? So we know what's a good, what wasn't good. What was the worst movie of 2023? I know mine.
Rebel Moon.
Yup, Rebel Moon, baby.
Oh yeah,
Worst, easy,
I couldn't
Rebel
make it through like.
Moon.
easy.
I like tried to push it because I kept looking like how I pause it like how because you guys
That
said
was a SAG
it was-
you
strike
said the
movie.
first
It was bad.
You said the first 45
I
minutes.
told you
is
he
okay.
lied. No, I looked right into his eyes. I was like, bro, that's a lie. 25 minutes in, you're like, this is terrible.
Well, I said exactly when. I said when Homeboy's riding the bird.
Oh, the bird, yeah.
I was like,
I'm gonna tame this shit real quick.
I can write it.
Let's show we're more than.
I mean, it's
savages.
like there was no point in anything. There was no
At all.
struggle. Like they'd be like, "Oh, we need to do this," and then they would do it. And then next scene, because they had Charlie Hunnam in there.
I know.
That's why I watched
That's
it.
why
Jax
I watched
Teller.
it too, man. Yeah,
Jax Teller, man.
I like-
Sons of Anarchy.
dude. Generally, I like him in the acting.
But he had
roles.
no charisma, no riz.
There's no point to the whole movie. I was like, why do I care about these people? What? And then
Did you watch the whole thing?
I did.
I did because I went.
I
'cause
did.
It got to when I watch really, really bad things, I
have
get
to
to a
finish
point where I'm like, this is so bad. Where are you taking me? And I'll usually fast forward through parts because I'm like, I don't care. It was bad through and through.
But it wasn't even like so bad it's good. It was just like
It's just
so
bad.
I
It tried
got
to be like
stopped where the spider.
Oh yeah.
it tried to be like a
That shit
cool
was-
Star Wars. When you try and be a cool anything, I feel like you're failing.
I didn't know what was going on.
And I didn't understand why she was the chosen one, and they were trying to like explain to you like why she's a badass. But like, it doesn't give me a reason.
She
that
was
she's a
like
badass.
Gamora.
Kinda. Yeah. I
It
can
started
see
off cool, like this like Russian space dude's killing this village leader. For
Yeah.
He was
sure.
like he was
very
like,
German, very Nazi. I was like, oh, they
but they
dress
were-
like Nazis.
but they were like English Nazis.
Yeah.
And then
yeah.
they were like
Yeah.
fucking Scandinavians, like or Swedish.
Yeah, they were
or
like
whatever,
Nordics. that
Yeah,
I heard
Nordic.
that we made Vikings look cooler. They didn't really look that cool.
Oh, like that was like we added that to
Like
history.
we add like that to the history. Like Vikings really didn't look that cool.
Well,
And that they
Vikings
were
were,
really
like,
a
barbarians.
Small, no, and that they were really small too. Like they weren't like a big people. They were like more dwarfish.
Wait,
I
where'd
mean-
you read this? I believe you, but sometimes
I mean,
gotta
I
check
don't
your
think that they were.
background.
Well, I've been watching a lot of like history stuff, and they were like there were taller, and they were the warriors, but they weren't like
The
as
regulars.
a rule, they weren't like
Yeah.
bigger people.
Exactly. I think that's where the misconception is. We get we think that all of them were like the warriors.
Huge.
Oh
dudes.
yeah.
And
Yeah.
it's like they
Ripped
weren't.
as
They were
hell.
more like smaller people.
I feel like that's kind of the
Average folk.
same thing about when people think of
And the
Empires.
face tats they
Spartans.
said maybe not have been real.
I heard some of them are, but
Well,
like
they just said they don't know how they would really look, and all of the stuff we see is
it's
obviously
it's just all it's like newer
made-
stuff,
yeah,
and they just
exactly.
put it on
But it's like if they did, we have no idea really
what
what.
the. I mean, that's the majority. I've actually been thinking about that idea a lot
And the
this
haircuts
week, man.
too. They say we definitely give them cool haircuts.
Braids shaved on this side, braided out on that side. The first ever Sunny cut, that Skrillex cut. You're like, oh, dope.
Yeah, I think that's what they were talking about Hollywood and more of that. Like, how
Well, so
they-
I was like, I kept pausing it to see how far along. I was like, 45 minutes. These guys said 45 minutes are cool. I'm like, bro, this is not getting any better. And like, I don't know if I was the only
Did you
one,
finish
but
it?
no, I got like, because I was like an hour. I was like, I
you
can't
make
do
it-
this anymore.
Where'd you get to?
Like an
Do you get to the spider
after
chick?
oh yeah, I saw a little bit of that, but I was like, I can't do this
was
anymore. I
terrible.
like couldn't think of anything
I want my baby.
about how bad it was. Like I couldn't even pay attention at that point. It was
Yeah.
just like it was like blur. But did anybody else notice the gratuitous use of slow motion? Like,
Yeah, it was, dude. The fighting scenes were so terrible.
they weren't even like
It wasn't cool.
because you know when you use slow mo and it's good, like because they do something cool, but it's like they would do it like
When the Phoenix
75%
bird
of the
bucked
time.
the full off, and then he like slow mo ran across the mountain.
and he jumped?
jumped back on it.
slow mo. Yeah. So that was a movie that reminded me of like the first ever 3D movies that came out. Like I felt like it was like I'm supposed to be watching this. Like it's like a shitty movie, but it's 3D. So that's the reason why you're supposed to watch it.
I was gonna send you. I saw a clip of them doing shooting one of the scenes, and it was when he was riding the thing.
The thing,
And it was,
animatronic.
no, it was just all green screen. And there was
Okay.
two fools like on the back. It was like a big old seesaw, and he was like on the front side, looked kind of like a bull, and he was on it. And there's two fools in the back, like controlling it. It looks so cheesy because he's just like, they're like, all right, hard left swing, and he's just like.
really feeling it.
It was very bad.
Well, I looked at the cast, and you know the main the protagonist. She was in The Kingsman. Did you watch any?
Mm-hmm.
I really liked the first one.
Yeah.
The Kingsman's
And
good.
she had the
Actually,
she was
both,
a
the
scissor.
first
She
one
was the
too.
scissor feet.
That's the Thief movie,
Oh.
right?
Kingman?
Spy movie.
Spy movie.
That's what I meant.
Yeah. The first and second Kingsman I thought were really good.
The second one was kind of garbage.
The third, do you see the third one? Was like
Yeah,
back in
it
the
was
day.
okay.
That one was whatever. But I would say I think maybe my favorite movie this year. I liked Guardians of the Galaxy 3.
I still
thought it was
haven't seen
good.
Haven't seen it.
Yeah. I think one of the worst movies besides that was also Quantumania. I think that came out this year.
Oh, that was so bad.
Yeah, it was really, really bad. Do you have a favorite TV show? Because you watch different types of TV. Or documentary.
I'm trying to think of a good doc. There was a lot of
Twin
docs
Flame.
that came out this year.
Fucking
Which
Twin
one?
Flame.
You like that one, didn't you?
I like all documentaries, to be honest. Yeah, that keeps me. Twin Flame was a good one.
See how
I don't know,
desperate
doc.
people
Yeah,
can
any
be.
doc was good. I can't. There's too many to even recount.
Go
how
through.
many, yeah, I'm a documentary dude. Oh, World War II in color was good.
Oh, you watched that?
That
It
was
was
an
good.
older one.
I didn't.
right?
Yeah, I held back because I thought it was gonna be boring, but what it was.
It is, but I could sit
I
there
love-
and watch
it's
History
cool.
Channel for 5
I watched
hours.
Yeah, yeah.
way too much.
Yeah.
I knew as a boy in high school, I knew
could
way
watch-
too much about World War
I
II.
could sit there and just watch all that. Yeah, I can just.
Do you have a favorite TV show this year?
I mean, Grey's Anatomy's got me hooked. It's pretty cool.
Okay.
But I watched The Harder They Fall. I know that came out in 2021.
Yeah,
Dude, that was fucking
It was great,
Is that
right?
a movie?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
I mean,
Cowboy or something?
R.I.P.
Yeah.
Johnny
Yeah.
Majors.
Dude, there's
But he was great. in
Johnny
that.
Majors is the black
Idris Elba.
Jonathan Majors,
Oh,
the black
that
cowboy
is a
movie.
good
That movie was
movie.
great.
It was really
That
good.
was a
Yeah,
really
Idris
good.
is the bad guy.
Yeah, I want to see
super
the
good.
Book of Clarence though.
Yeah, yeah. I
That's
think-
Same
Yeah.
same dude, James Samuel,
Yeah,
who directed that.
And
like
he produced the soundtrack. He's a producer. Too.
So
that's
I looked on what he's
dope.
done before. He is
Super
a music video director because it was so stylish. Like I loved how they really either discarded or flipped on their head all the tropes about westerns and
okay,
stuff,
yeah,
and like
yeah.
it was just so stylish. It felt like almost comic booky at certain parts.
it was like a way better Django.
The chick that was like had the nickname, and she's like Mad Dog or something.
it was just dope
Oh,
because like
Treacherous
everybody
Trudy.
was
Treacherous
black,
Trudy,
so
yeah.
it was like
Oh,
to
Regina
me, like,
King.
Regina King,
Yeah, yeah.
Stewie,
The God.
or Dewey, the Boondock Girl.
Mhm.
Yeah, it was just
He's
dope
like
because
the goat?
Stewie, Dewey,
Yeah, Stewie,
Fresh and Fruity, Tootie from what's that?
Yeah, no, she's one of the voices on the Boondocks. if
That
not
was
both of
definitely a
them.
good
Yeah.
movie. Yeah, I remember when it came out, I was like, damn.
That was
Yeah.
really good.
I was like, but I looked at his credentials and he did music videos and stuff, but he also worked with Jay-Z, James Samuel on the soundtrack for The Great Gatsby.
That's what he.
Oh,
yeah, he's a
so he's a producer.
yeah.
Or is he a composer?
He's
both.
also a musician.
He says,
He's a musician.
he puts the composer, but he's a producer.
Still a little bit far away.
Yeah, he does the composer on there, but it was the Great Gatsby. I was thinking, I know he got this big jump of Great Gatsby to the soundtrack with Jay.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
He's in the band The Bullets.
Oh, okay.
The music I didn't listen to it, but
But he is in the band.
he's great. He's great. Great director.
I'm gonna say my favorite TV show this year was
Loki season 2, isn't it?
No, but Loki season 2 was good.
Still haven't seen
So I guess the top 3 of enjoyment would be probably like Ahsoka. I really enjoyed it. Loki season 2, but the top one is Yellow Jackets. Yellow Jackets.
That's what I wanted to see
Dude,
next.
Yellow Jackets season 2, but
Still
just
haven't seen it.
it's so good. That shit makes you go like, what the fuck? Like I like that feeling where it's not like gratuitous. They don't need to show like blood, gore, stuff like that, but you're just kind of like, wait, what's happening? Like what the fuck?
It's like, because sometimes it's like in certain storylines, it's better to show and not tell, and then sometimes it's better to tell and not show, or
Yeah.
like at least hint at instead of show.
Yeah, and
In
I
terms
think
of
with,
gore too.
I also think like with those kind of like
Or grow your show.
there's dude,
I'm growing
that's
out of
crazy
shower.
that you said that. Wow, that's my next question.
Are you
Good.
a grower or a show?
No, I want to know what album of 2023 was your favorite grower, not shower.
Grow or not shower.
Yeah.
We'll finish your statement.
No, but I was gonna say, okay, so with Yellow Jackets, I think they also do a good job of being like making you believe in the unbelievable. Cause like sometimes, cause that's kind of part of good storytelling. You're like, okay, I know this is like this can't this is like too perfect or lined up, but also like the story that you're giving me, I can buy into. Which I didn't finish The Fall of the House of Usher, but I imagine that it was somewhat like that.
I didn't finish it either, but I bet it was good. I just once I start something, if I don't immediately finish it, it's hard for me to go back.
The same.
You didn't start it? I mean, you didn't
No, I
finish
didn't finish. I got to like episode 5, and I never watched. Like,
Oh, you went that far.
yeah, no, I'll go far.
I only went to 3.
I was gonna say
I'll go-
that was one of my favorites.
Yeah.
I'll go far
Yeah.
on something, and just if I don't immediately.
You saw One Piece. Did you like One Piece? You were
I
the
don't
only
think
one.
live
I
action?
finished all of One Piece, but I
You
got all
didn't?
the way to like basically like 1 or 2 episodes left. Yeah, it
Uh,
was good from what I saw. So was House of Usher. I
Yeah.
just wanted to watch NCIS instead.
It's always good. Never lets me down. Yeah. Do you have a favorite album? But also, do you have a favorite
Utopia
That's your favorite album
of the year.
of the year. Do you have a favorite grower, not shower? So it took a while for it to get going for you.
Hit Boy, but I liked it all the way. But I just like it a lot now.
Because you knew the story behind with him and his
Yeah,
dad.
with him and his dad. So I just really
All right,
bought
that's a
into
good
it
one.
now. Yeah,
That's
I'd
a
say
good
the
one.
Hit Boy stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about you, Josh?
I will say I liked it from the jump, but I guess I could say I liked it more. And I know you didn't say it was your particular favorite, but I really liked the Jungle album.
That's what I was going to tell you, dude. Right?
It's a grower. It's a grower.
It's a grower.
It's a grower.
No, 100%. That's my 2023
It's
grower, not
because
shower.
when you make such jumps that are so vast, you need that time gap to
Mm-hmm.
be like, okay, it's different.
But I felt like it was completely in their pocket the whole time. Like it was
It's
in their
very
style.
DJ to me. Like it's
That's the-
very, very like not like it was their music. But if they were if that was an album by a one person DJ, I wouldn't have been surprised. Like that's kind of how I felt about it. But
No, that was definitely a grower.
that was definitely a grower.
But have you been watching? Like I'm sure you have like the live performances of all the songs.
Mm-hmm.
They're fucking
Amazing.
stupendous.
Yeah.
Shout out Dom.
Absolutely.
But that's what helps too. Like when you can see like, you know, what the goings of, you know, the ins and outs of what it takes, or, you know, live performances. Because when you hear stuff and you don't get to put a visual to it, you kind of don't know like who's playing what's going on. Because
What's
that
the
album,
vocal? Like
it's kind of like who's
Yeah,
doing
like
what.
this
right
could
now.
easily
Like,
be like a loop, or
that's
like
why
just a
with the
sample.
vocals, a lot of them, I'm like, are you sampling a vocal?
yeah,
here
like
and it's
what's
not
going
you?
on?
Or-
Like so when you see it, then you really put an appreciation. Like, oh, this is.
Well, seeing the live performances of like Back on 74, like it's like wow, she's doing that, and like
That's what makes a good artist. But then, like, you know, they're out there, but you got to search.
Well, I'm glad they're huge.
I was
They're
thinking,
getting
Getting,
their due.
I think
They're
they're just like
getting
getting
their due
bigger and
justice,
bigger
yeah.
and bigger.
They get in their due justice,
And they're
for
like
sure.
a proper like a musician.
I seen Dua Lipa say that that was her favorite album.
Oh shit!
really?
Yeah.
So I don't remember. I think it was, dude, like back.
Oh, you use Brave.
Yeah,
Nice.
I do. Yes. I want to say it was 2012 or 2015, maybe 2015. But that's when Taylor was on tour with them. Yeah, and so it's kind of crazy.
When we first met him at Coachella.
Yeah, I was talking about this with Laura. I was like, I forget how many people Taylor's
We're been on the road.
been on the road with that are like heavy hitter, big names. But like, you know, he did it in like I mean, we did a jungle for like it was like 7 years ago or more,
Hot minute.
probably.
Lido.
Yeah, Lido. I was thinking the same. Like also with him this year, Victoria Monet. Like,
Mm-hmm.
Well, dude, I met a dude named Everett through Taylor, Heavy Mellow, and that fool just like he showed his plaques this year. He got like 8 plaques this year
wow,
from playing guitar.
Big ups.
that's what's up. Good for him.
Yeah, it's dope. No, yeah, big up to you. Yeah.
Shout out Taylor. Excited to see what you're doing the next year.
Yeah,
Maybe he wanted to.
he wanted to hang out.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
this couch ain't big enough for the 4 of us.
I mean, it is.
Well, this is so uncomfortable. Have you sat here? Sit right here.
No,
Sit
no.
right now.
I would. I'm a co-host. I don't sit there.
Well, no, exactly. I wouldn't want Taylor to sit here. That's just uncomfortable.
Just put a board and a pillow.
All right then. I see what you think of our guests, our esteemed guests.
Yeah, he's gritty. He's gritty, like Ja.
He
Gritty.
still,
Hit the gritty.
has the edge.
Yeah.
I mean, he's
Tay?
come back.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you meant Ja.
Do you think Ja has
Both.
the edge still?
Yeah, he's coming
With the
back.
gritty?
He's carrying him on.
I love Ja.
carrying the Grizzlies on his back.
I really wanted to, and I checked tickets last night, but I was like, no, we still aren't going to go. I almost it was like 4, and I was like, we should all just go to the Clippers.
They're playing Grizzlies.
Last night they did, but the tickets were still insane. I was like,
Okay, so I want to take Marlene to her first basketball game, and I was like, should they
Clippers
play
or Lakers? I know it was a rhetorical
Clippers.
question.
no, that's
It's
actually
not a rhetorical
no. I
question.
think
There's
that's a good
there's a question to it.
I think that's a good question.
Because it's
But
Well, no,
Clippers
there's
versus
two
the Lakers.
Clippers Lakers games, but those tickets are just not.
I think
They're
I would
not feasible,
still
yeah.
though. Like I would still go Clippers.
Well, the whole thing is like, oh, should I take
To a first basketball
should
game?
Should I see like a
Higher chance
playing a
of
good
winning.
team or like play the shitty team, and we can get really good seats.
That
I saw versus Pistons. Dude,
do
you can
that.
get courtside for like $400
Cause we should maybe think about it. Because Pistons ain't winning nothing.
no
Exactly. But then like
no.
the Stars will play, but they won't play many minutes. But you can sit
Courtside would
courtside
be
for like
so-
$450.
The lowest I ever been was that one time we went.
Oh yeah, the one time we went to the Clipper game, the last one we went to.
I was there.
I think so.
I feel like
we
you were.
clo-
Yeah, we were close.
We
We
were
were like in the
close.
100s.
We were close.
We were in the back.
We
of
were
the,
like-
the hoop.
We
Oh,
were
yeah,
no
yeah,
more
yeah.
than 14.
We got the bobbleheads. We got
when
the.
you- when you sit
we got
on
the Reggie
the-
Vision.
Yeah.
on the
Reggie
fold up chairs. That it was $80-something for tickets to go.
That was chill.
for
We were 14 rows
for
from-
Detroit. Yeah,
We were 14
It's 80
for
bucks.
Detroit.
$80 to sit right
I mean,
there.
I would go and I'd go
That's
watch
good,
Detroit. Yeah,
because you're dude. We were
But I'm
watching
like-
the game. We weren't watching the jumbotron. We were watching them.
No,
play.
exactly. That's like one of the because you can only sit 100 and below where you actually watch the game.
Yeah.
Because like 200 and up, I'm like
You're
I'm watching
kinda-
the jumbo
yeah.
and I'm like so
Exactly.
I mean, but see, it's like Lakers Clippers tickets start at like $80 for like
for
probably like high 200s, not 300s, not nosebleeds, but it's like I'm not sitting in nosebleeds.
I saw tickets at an Atlanta Falcons football game last week. It was like 43 cents. It was either
Are they that
Panthers or is it Panthers
The
or
fuck?
maybe it was the Panthers, but it was like it was like 43 cents. Somebody was trying to sell a ticket for.
Mother of God.
I mean, I
What are you looking
guess
up right now?
I'm looking up the Detroit versus LA courtside.
Are you on Vivid or what are you looking at?
Vivid.
Oh,
It's the
I
one
looked
that
at-
comes up off of a
Look up
ESPN.
SeatGeek. SeatGeek is pretty good.
Well,
What you seen right there?
470 for courtside. That's
Exactly.
470 for
That's
courtside.
good.
Because
That's
Vivid
crazy.
Vivid is generally like a little higher.
I
than
mean, that-
SeatGeek, so it's like
$500 for courtside.
Bro, the
crazy.
100.
Nobody's
right,
gonna be there.
the right behind the 100, $60.
You'll be on TV,
Yeah.
so you got to dress to impress.
I gotta, the fit I buy will be more expensive than the tickets there.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah, you got to.
have
You
to
see
buy.
Travis Scott courtside busted his Truly open or whatever. He was sitting courtside and it was like an arid pass and it was perfect. Like he was going to open his can and the ball hit the can right as he was opening it and it just like
Shot everywhere.
like a torpedo. Yeah.
It's
What
kinda
a
funny.
viral moment.
Yep.
I mean, it's almost like they planned it.
Yeah, it was right next to a dude that had like a service dog. Courtside.
Courtside service dog.
Courtside service dog just laying on the court.
I mean, that's.
Baller.
Do you buy? You can get
You have to buy a
two
ticket
tickets?
for them? Yeah, you have
Sure,
to buy a
got
ticket for
a little puppy pass or something.
Pup pass.
Yeah, pup pass.
row 4. Loge seat. Oh no, it's still far back. Loge 106, row 4, $86 for a ticket. You want that courtside?
No, but like
He said, mm-mm. Look at you, so bougie. So
well,
bougie.
if you're gonna like watch them
Yeah.
play
No,
the Pistons,
I agree,
like,
I agree.
you want to watch.
I want a good seat because it's not gonna be a game.
Oh, I misspoke.
see some dunks.
I misspoke.
Normally the case.
Where's some pandas courtside?
Out of all of
joke.
us, I don't even know about that.
I say things that are questionable.
That was like last week's episode. I was like listening back, and I was like, when you guys were going fisticuffs,
Fisties, get your old fist in there.
I was like,
Fisting?
damn, Trey says some questionable things.
All the time. But
then
it's not questionable unless someone questions
But
me.
Well, to
somehow he walks himself back on them, or like covers up. Ties a,
Well,
Oh,
I
I can't
guess
believe I said
I guess
that.
to an extremely right wing audience, I would be very questionable. Versus Trey's would be normalized.
yeah. You know what's crazy though? Like,
They would still ostracize me. I'm still for the people too much.
Yeah, right.
yeah. Well,
yeah,
no,
right.
They would say you're not down.
They would be
They're like, he's not really down.
Yeah, be like he's Nah,
He says he understands, but he's not really.
He
down.
told us he'd be there on January 6th, but he wasn't there.
I gave him an IOU. I was like, I'll definitely show.
No, actually, he would show just to like film it. We're live.
I would have taken something for show.
Oh, you would have went inside.
What if everyone else?
You've literally been the only black person there. You were the only person that got arrested.
Yeah, you probably would have been.
You would
I would have went
and-
down as a hero
and
for the right
brutalized. Besides, like
Yeah.
that one lady who got shot.
way. Me and the shaman could have piled up.
Dylan.
It'd
Dylan.
say, and then I could take a picture of me and him, and it'd say 2025 Sean and Trey.
I wasn't gonna say it, but
I like it how it's 2025, which is
Couple
like
years,
just
a
cause.
couple years.
are you saying Sean's gonna get radicalized after next year's election?
If he keeps on staying out at the beach with all them,
I feel like it'd be really hard. Those goddamn racists.
goddamn racist.
Yo, last
Sean-
week you were super chill for the racists, bro. I listened to it. You were like, they can do what they want to do, man.
I just want to know.
I know.
Like Tennessee, I'm not going to frequent there.
I want to go to
what do you
Nashville.
think? What do you think the most racist state is? I mean, I could look it up.
Probably
But what do
Florida.
you think it
Where's
is? You think
Memphis? Isn't Memphis in Tennessee?
Tennessee?
Yeah, I would go to Memphis, but I mean, I wouldn't like hit the outskirts. That's what I mean when I say I won't go to these places.
I feel like the majority of a lot of
Tennessee
states,
is mostly outskirts.
the majority of the most states, I wouldn't go to the outskirts. It's weird out there. It's like the high desert.
outskirty. Yeah, I was gonna say it's like
It's kind of
Lancaster.
sussy.
It's not quite a sundown town, but it's hinting at it. It's insinuating that we don't like your kind around when it gets dark around here.
So this like last weekend when I was driving up, or not this week, so I went up to like Yosemite, and down to
Good old
Sequoias.
Yosemite.
I was trying to explain to Laura like what Fresno is, what Bakersfield.
She's never
is.
been there,
No, because she's from Rhode Island, so she's never been
and
there.
she just moved to where she's at.
Yeah,
Ooh.
yeah,
How long
from Rhode Island straight to Orange County.
That could be a culture shock.
Yeah, just a smidge.
But I mean, at least it's all white people still.
Yeah.
well, that's what's crazy. She says in it's a different kind of white because
Of course,
in Rhode Island it's all Italians. No, they're all Italians and
Uppity
Portuguese.
crackers.
Of course, because like New York is like you don't get like Mexicans, you get like Dominicans or Puerto Ricans.
So it's different white. But she was like, so what's wrong with Fresno? I'm like, well, it's not like, I'm like, how do I say like,
Have you played Grand Theft Auto 5?
yeah, like, I was like, it's not like people live here because it's cheaper, but it's also not where you trying to,
So all the meth heads go.
like, yeah.
Sorry if we have a big viewership in Fresno.
I mean,
I appreciate that.
Oh, I guess no. I was gonna say that's the high desert, but like that's
Same
an
thing.
extension of the high desert.
I mean, it basically is.
they're
if
high
it's
in the desert.
If it's a cheap ass place that's kind of built in the middle of nothing, it's probably cooking meth. I don't know.
Yeah, my coworker, I told you they live in the high desert, and he's just like, yeah, you guys are lucky because you have pavement.
But that's actually true, though. Yeah.
Modern luxuries, man.
He's like, I can't even leave my house without getting dirty.
That shit sounds like
vaguely
a different,
racist.
That sounds like
Well,
a
I
different
mean, he
kind
just
of
means
thing.
like literally walking through
Dirt.
Mud and
dust,
dust.
and yeah, like
He lives in the Dust Bowl. He's like, that's the Great Depression out here.
the second he gets off his driveway, it's 3 acres of dust.
Well, it's greatly depressing, I'm sure.
You know,
I'm
it's just
sure
like-
it's depressing. It's got to be vastly
I
depressing.
mean, unless you really like the more rural lifestyle. Like I think in like 10 years I'll be down to live in the country, but not like
the
the
country.
country,
so?
not like that.
So, what do you consider country? Like horses and white bridle fences?
No, you mean like the IE? No.
No.
like
I
Colton?
mean Rancho Cucamonga, no.
No, like
Do you think country like when we were in Astuni?
that's countryside.
Yeah, countryside, I guess.
That's
Countryside.
countryside,
Like
yeah.
I'd like to be within an hour of a major city still.
I don't imagine
in-
you living in Missouri.
No.
That's country.
I don't if I'm going to live in the country, it's going to be another country.
Another
not-
country? Yeah, because I consider where my mom lives as country.
Yo, that's what you mean by country? Yeah, I live in
Another
a different
country.
Another country.
I live in a country.
Yeah, no.
Because like I still like ideally because I've been looking at like those
Italy
European
still?
property things. Yeah, like an hour outside. I mean, yeah, there's going to be even less Asian or black people or melanated people in general than
Change it up.
Europe. But like, I'd rather live there.
Be the change you want to see in the world.
I'd rather live there than like say Missouri, Kansas City, or whatever like that. Although I think there's like
It would be the same. I'd feel like it would just be different for like a year because you're like, oh, everyone's different. But for us living like middle America would be way different.
I think that would be because like you're prepared to live in another country when you move to another
That's what
country.
I'm saying. You're like, oh, this is like, oh, I'm in a whole other place.
Because like I mean, in some ways, like the racism in Italy is different than the racism in America,
Of course.
and the Midwest would be different because it's like, oh, you
It's
go
all
out there
different,
and it's like,
it'd be different. You could fit in, I guess. You could find a group anywhere you go. You would get ostracized probably anywhere you go too.
well, like, because I lived in Hyde Park and stuff, and like I would feel, as weird as it sounds, I'd feel more comfortable in a predominantly black community than I would in a predominantly white community.
You feel like you don't have to be so on guard.
Well, like a lot of code switching and stuff, you know.
That's
like,
what I mean by. I don't mean physically, like
like because like
you could just kind of just exist.
yeah, like I mean, when I lived in Hyde Park, like I had the nicest neighbors probably I've ever had, and like you just know which parts of the city not to go to, and then after a certain time, like, but
No, I definitely liked living in the ghetto way better than living in like a nice place.
yeah, just because like I dated a girl that lived like on Beechwood,
It's
Franklin
just-
Village,
if
like
you-
Yeah.
If you know your neighbors, it could be the ghetto, but it could still be a dope,
really
little-
nice. Well, like parts of the hood, like it's really nice. It's nice tree-lined streets. It's quiet. You just hear gunshots and stuff every once in a while. Like there's a lot of cops. Like
That's how Pomona was.
Yeah.
Like, whatever, but it was chill. Like my immediate little spot, it wasn't. It's ghetto, but it wasn't the ghetto of Pomona type shit.
Yeah.
But it was still the most ghetto place I've lived.
For real. Yeah. Well, which one? The
San Francisco.
Yeah.
and not the Bay.
I mean, I don't call K-Town ghetto, but that would be the
Certain people think K-Town is the hood, and
but our line-
it gets cutty. But
our
yeah,
Pico
I don't
Union
think so.
line.
I don't think so.
Like our Pico Union line was like probably.
You're-
Pico Union is kind of the hood.
But that's where we. I mean, we were on the line. You know, K-Town Pico.
But
I mean,
just
there
a
were-
little
there
bit
were,
more
like-
what is Westmoreland, and that's kind of getting hood.
Yeah,
But that's
no,
what I'm
no,
saying.
no. But
We
there
lived
were-
off. We
there was
lived
like,
off Westmoreland.
I mean, this was also 2011 because there was like 5 murders within the like first year that we lived there.
Yeah.
So, within
Well,
like
and-
a block of
Because
Yeah,
I
a
would
block
tell
from
like
us.
my sister where your guys' spot was, and she's like, "It's active over there." I mean, but she didn't live over there for like 15 years.
I mean,
It was still active.
It was active.
Different gangs.
It was definitely the first place I lived where I heard like gunshots and stuff like that, and like gang action on the streets or like stuff like that. But like at the same time, I would not call that. Like I feel like it's still not right.
It
to
was
call
nice.
It ghetto.
It was nice.
Yeah.
It was the hood, but just because it's the hood doesn't mean it's not nice.
Because
Yeah.
ghetto to me would be like I live on like a numbered street in San Bernardino.
Yeah, it'd be like I feel
Straight
like
up. Straight up.
a stereotypical
Yeah.
ghetto would be like PJs
Yeah.
because like PJs
Yeah.
exist where you don't necessarily know that they're PJs and stuff.
No,
you know?
they look like the Marcy projects don't look crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah, true.
But
Exactly.
like I remember when we first moved in, probably like within a couple months, we heard sirens and then we heard automatic gunfire, like, grrr,
Yeah, straight.
and we didn't. No, we had cable back then. We
had
didn't.
cable.
There was nothing
Nothing on the news.
Like, but it's like that was not firecrackers.
I know,
and
and that's
shit,
that's the privilege in us being like, let me check the news.
That's the wild shit.
It has to be on the news.
I remember that was the most wild shit. I was like, I started hearing like multiple things and being like, this stuff doesn't get on the news. Like the most white ass. Oh my god, honey, come here.
Turn to channel 4.
Come here.
Turn to channel 4.
You wouldn't believe it.
You wouldn't believe it. No, the
There
news
are
is
things happening that don't make the news.
all the time, just as bad as shit on the news.
Do you remember that
Word,
on Vermont there was that Denny's? It's closed now, but
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
there was a standoff there.
Yeah.
And that didn't make the news neither. And it was like there was a shitload of cops.
We had the
Big
high
deal.
speed chase end on our street with the cops surrounding the fucking car, and they got out. And I was like, that's not on the news. You know, like this is, you realize like, oh yeah, not every story is gonna make it, but that also changes my opinion of what's like scary is or what like endangered is.
Yeah.
Because like we literally had MS-13 tagging on our house as it's in their property. Like it was like our house was owned by them, but I was like,
And I never even had a fear of going to your guys' pad.
yeah,
Park,
no.
park
Well,
wherever,
we went out for
just
walks and shit. I'd go
walk
and, like,
to the fucking staters or whatever.
Yeah,
we go
exactly.
Walk to.
I'd walk around. And it's
Route,
like,
or was it food
It's
for
food
less?
for less.
yeah,
bro.
food for less.
Come on.
But, like-
get it right. There's no staters in LA.
for sure.
Oh,
There's
wait, no, it was yellow. Food for less.
food for less. But I think that also goes to the point where like just don't be
That's what it is.
Don't be dumb. Generally, like also at the same time, I wasn't gonna live there and go to areas or like put myself in the scenario. I'm like, this is a bad idea. Like you can just tell.
But
you know?
even like you don't look like a posing threat anyway. You're not gonna get like
Yeah, no.
I feel pretty
There's
safe.
no
I'm
color.
not an opposing
Like
threat.
you can wear whatever colors you like. I don't know about Hyde Park. I think that's a little different. But like where like Pico Union and stuff, like it's like during Christmas time you want to go to that Food for Less parking lot because you got the best tamales right there, or at least in the area to buy from like
Get the
a person.
tamale
but,
lady,
like,
man.
And we did have that tamale guy that would come around on weekends.
I heard the lady every morning.
that's the stuff you get in the places like that. That's why I like the hood. You get like the ice cream man
The
with the cart. You get the chicharron
Yeah,
with the pinwheel,
paletas,
chicharrones,
helado.
paletas. Yeah.
But I feel like that really feels like culture and community, like.
Of
And I
course.
feel like, but some people are scared of that. It's like,
because they're
they have
not
a
used
cart. I
to
don't
it.
trust
They don't
that. Yeah,
understand
no.
what's
Correct.
They've never eaten somewhere that's not at an establishment.
Like a B rating would scare people off, but it's like,
I mean,
But
that
like
scares
those
me.
don't. But like the thing is, like the amount of places that
okay,
people,
Posh Spice.
the amount of places that people eat that are B ratings that aren't B rating, like you know
that's
what I
why
mean?
I only
Like any
eat
place-
A's though.
any
because
place
I
could
know
be a
if
B
they-
rating.
If
But
they
I'm
have
saying,
a
like-
B, it's easy enough to get an A. What'd you do to get this B?
Yo, but like what I mean though is like just because I have an A doesn't mean you're getting A food.
I know that.
Like, and I know that.
I know that.
Like-
Well, it's like any restaurant,
but I'm saying that's
Michelin
the,
star, they can have roaches anywhere.
that's the
100%.
bare minimum though. I'm at
100%.
least saying at least someone said the kitchen was clean at a time.
Yeah, at a
Possibly.
time.
Yeah. Also, who's that person? like who's that person?
got
Who
paid
they get
off.
paid off? Like, what's their?
But I'm saying
who
that
they
at
allegiance
least
to?
they went through the hoops to make it appear as such
Yeah.
to the Patreon. I appreciate that.
When I eat though from a taco stand on the street or from a car, I mean, I'm speaking in kind of a
You
Mexico.
think it's a B anyway?
No, but I'm speaking of Mexico right now. But like anywhere, no, I'm just not thinking that. Like when you get like
Hot dog off a cart.
no, but when you get like truck tacos, are you thinking like show me your?
Well, the trucks have the shit. They have the letters.
Well, but the stands don't.
But the
I'm
stands.
saying carts, yeah. Hot dog
Yeah.
No,
cart.
not even like a cart, but like a lot of the best tacos I've had are like not even
The
at a truck.
stands.
They're like
They're
at
like
a
the
stands,
ones-
like the under the easy ups.
Remember
and
the
stuff, and those are
remember the
great.
margarita
Yeah.
place we went to? With that day
yeah,
we had
yeah,
we had the
yeah.
tacos across the street. Yeah, like those. There's no sign, and they were delicious.
But they were like established.
But you only feel safe because they pop up and they shut down. I
Yeah,
think
there's
that's
like
what
gloves.
it is.
There's no room. There's no room to
It was
have.
the glove.
because they wore gloves.
It was like the 3 mil gloves. I didn't see the complexion of their skin through the glove.
You gotta see their nails. That's actually where it's at.
That's it's a thin glove. You don't want that.
If you get those dirty nails.
Well,
you
if
want
it's
them
just a pinky,
it's just popping
Just
through the
just popping
fucking.
out.
I'd be okay.
Yeah.
They're probably working around that and stuff,
Yeah, they won't get that dirty. Mm-hmm.
Let's
keep that to the side.
I keep that for later.
It's just always served up, just ready to go. I might need that in 3 hours. I'm gonna just load that thing up.
All right, it's gonna be
Speaking
rough.
of that, speaking of a little cocaina, so Switzerland,
They approved it.
they're contemplating the idea of approving it because the whole thing, like their parliament backs it. They want to
So
do
it'll be legal, like
it'll
government
be illegal.
coke?
Yeah, government coke. It'll be
for
legal
recreational use, right?
for recreational use, and they're going to do it in a pilot program. So it sounds like they've
So
already.
only people that fly planes are allowed to do this.
What?
The pilot program.
Stupid.
Well, I mean, like,
What's that movie with Denzel?
The flight.
They were my drugs. They were my. My cocaine. Whatever he
I mean,
I was
says.
high to accept.
I was high to. I did it. They were my drugs.
I mean, I like
That's a good movie.
because there's like a lot of jokes going around of like you see the pilots getting fucking sauced at the bars before flights and stuff, and it's like alcohol. I don't know about that, but like I wouldn't
Mind?
care that much if,
If
my
my
pilot
dude's-
was yacked out.
if my
Not
dude's
yacked
yacked,
out, but
What
like
drug are you okay with your pilot being heavily on?
probably cocaine.
Cocaine.
Heroin?
No,
No,
May go to
because he's gonna be
falling
asleep.
asleep, bruh.
Meth?
No,
No.
He'll be doing irrational decisions.
He's gonna be like that guy that tried to fucking.
He'll try to take the whole fucking thing apart and clean it and put it back
I took
together.
the engine out. I think something's wrong with it.
We're good. It's all good. I got I got a
Guys, how many engines did you say we needed to fly across the Atlantic?
Ecstasy or Molly?
no.
No, just
You just
cocaine.
over the
Pretty much-
intercom the whole time?
Literally.
pretty
You
much
guys have been
just
my best
cocaine.
flight ever.
This is the best. This is the best
You guys
flight
are the
ever.
best passengers I've ever had.
Guys, can I touch all of you to show you how much I
just want to say I'm
enjoying-
so grateful for all of you. I'm just gonna put some music on. Is anybody feeling music? I'm gonna dim some lights. Gonna dim the lights.
He puts the rave lights on. It's the Delta flight. You get the purples. He's like,
No, be the what's it called, the Virgin, and you'd be like,
yeah, the Virgin Airline.
You're
There's-
right. I wouldn't mind that. You're right.
No,
Weed?
cocaine's. It depends. Weed is
5,000 milligrams of an edible.
no. What the fuck?
bro,
To no
nobody's
one.
Nobody could do any job except for
Nah,
that.
dude, you're not awake. You're not alive. Your pulse is barely pumping, bro. Literally, cocaine's probably the only one where I'd be like a bump or like a line. Like if a dude did a line,
Especially for the long flight, like to London.
like a line at the beginning, a line midway through. I'm like, all right, well, you're keeping yourself
Little
awake.
pick
I'm
me
not.
up.
Well, am I not gonna be mad at that?
Little pick me up.
Stronger than coffee. But yeah, so Switzerland's gonna pilot it, and it's crazy because their language is so different than ours. Like they talk about
That's a whole different dialect.
Well,
right?
it's not that, but like the way they talk about cocaine. So they talk about in doses. So a dose of cocaine is equal to basically a beer,
So
which
what's
is
a dose,
basically a
like
line.
0.2?
I'm guessing.
A line,
I'm
I'd say
guessing
that's like a bump.
So 0.1, 0.2?
I don't know, but it says you can get a dose of cocaine for 10 francs because they use the franc.
$10. So you can get a half a gram.
Yeah,
for
that's like a
$10.
line.
That's a line.
Maybe 0.3.
Maybe I feel like that's a solid line, like a
Well,
For
0.3
$10
is a solid line because it's not like you buy
Yeah.
a gram and only do
Yeah.
3 lines.
which is basically they're saying it's they're based. So they,
I don't know. You've hung out with some people, I'm sure.
yeah,
Like,
no, rockstar lines, they go quick.
I mean, basically their whole thing. Yeah,
Grant, like they're doing like real. They're doing some gator tails, you know.
But
EDD lines.
it's kind of a crazy story because like their whole thing is like the war on drugs doesn't work, and then also Switzerland's one of the richest
Yeah, so
countries
they
in
want
England
it.
or in Europe.
They
Yeah,
pass
so
it,
they're
they
like it's
want it.
already here. They want it.
Why not? I'm with it.
The inflation's pretty crazy.
I'm
over
kind
there,
of
'cause you gotta
into-
fly
yeah.
halfway across the world to get over there.
I mean, try it out. See
I
what
mean, it's
happens.
not that much farther than London.
Yo, if I could go to a bar, if I could go to a place and you can serve up one dose, if you're just buying lines, I don't feel like you would. I feel like you would buy them when you need them.
Well, okay, say like there's a guy who's like
Do you know
had
what I
too
mean by
much.
that?
He's had too much. He's like, okay,
well, you
serve
need-
that guy a line. You know, he's good for it. And then he's like, okay, we could. He could drink more now.
Oh, because you get sober on everything. Yeah,
I wouldn't say sober, but
you think
you're
are.
fortified.
You think
No,
you're.
that doesn't make sense because we're American. Neil deGrasse Tyson had the same thought. He said, if Home Depot just rented tools out and you could just rent a tool, no one would need a garage. Like, bro, we're American. We just want shit.
Yeah.
'Cause
They
he
do
asked-
rent tools though.
Exactly. No one really rents them out unless they're going to do something one time. Like, if you're going to do something
Yeah,
3
one time.
times, you
Yeah.
buy a tool.
when people want to build, when people are trying to redo their bathroom on their own, that's when they rent the tools.
Rent big ones.
Rent something.
Or
That,
Harbor
like,
Freight.
they have to cut some shit. Like if you're trying to cut like a what's it?
Tile.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you want to rent a good wet tile saw for
So
sure.
that'd be the thing that you're renting. Hopefully not everything that you need. I don't know. I'm kind of like, I feel like I could see this happen if it was a thing in Vegas. I could see Vegas would be like,
Probably already is a thing in Vegas. We just don't know.
well, no, that's just buying drugs. That's what
Yeah,
that
there's a
is.
difference.
That's just
Well, I
being
think-
like
I think
somebody goes,
just
cocaine.
Because I think everybody but the United States still think the war on drugs has failed, except for the United States. Like
I
they're
thought
still
it was working.
They're like slowly coming around because like financially, I think like they're making so much money off of like weed, recreational weed. You know, like
yeah.
just the
That's when-
tax.
Yeah. Yeah,
I mean, there's still
they're
a
making a lot on just the tax of
Well, there's still a lot of unlicensed
yeah,
like
for sure.
dispensaries and stuff.
Those are
but,
the
like,
better ones too, because it costs you so much to be fully licensed and to document the product all the way from seed to consumption.
I will say
cost
though,
too much.
prices have vastly dropped.
Yeah, they went back because they went
vastly dropped.
sky high when
Yeah.
we like
When it first popped
legalized
off.
recreational.
Totally.
But now it's back to where it
G3?
should be.
yeah.
The G3 days.
Yeah.
That's what,
Holy
2014
shit.
or something like that?
Bruh, that was
2013,
that was a
2014.
long time ago.
I feel like that was like 20.
That was a long
10.
time ago.
Do you think
Oh yeah, that's got to be like 2000.
Yeah, I feel like that's-
That was above
Yeah.
classic, right?
Yeah.
Because we moved
Yeah.
to K-Town in 2011. So yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Do you think that the idea of legalizing cocaine is a problem?
No.
Yeah, like
I mean, the whole thing is like, but that comes down to,
who's
that's hard to
who's
say
dealing
because
it
it's like,
out, or what?
well, no, it's like, are you going to operate a motor vehicle after? What are you going to do afterwards? Like, I think if you're
To me, is what's
strictly
the difference?
recreational, though,
If you do drugs, you're gonna get them anyway. Right now.
I mean, I do. It is. I agree because it's like.
So
the-
if it's legal, it's just easier for me to get them.
The
I'm still
thing-
gonna do exactly what I.
I think
do.
like the biggest drug that impairs your judgment and physical
Alcohol.
like is alcohol.
yeah,
Like that, and it's legal.
yeah.
I mean, obviously, it's not legal to drive, but like people still drive. I think that's like the biggest drug.
But it is funny looking back in time, seeing videos when they were taking drinking away.
Oh,
from
dude,
people.
those are hilarious. Like they're taking
'Cause,
communist America
The Texas
taking.
one was funny, but it was a different place, and it was. I think that it was no, it was like in Europe or somewhere. Or maybe it was over here, but they were. It was like, dude, it was black and white. The footage was old.
Yeah,
and the dude was
shit,
just
that's old.
It was old, so the guy was just like, they had a portable breathalyzer bag. It was like a bag with something. It was some janky looking shit though. And he blew it and he says, "This says you're drunk. It says you shouldn't be able to operate a motor vehicle."
Then they would be like, "Oh, let's keep your car here and then just walk home." type of
exactly. And
thing.
he was like, "Well, I am." He's like, "So this new law is it's not going to change anything you do, right? You're still going to drink and operate your motor vehicle." He's like, "Well, I feel like I can drive.
yeah,
I've done it.
yeah.
I'm no more drunk than yesterday."
Famous last words.
Dude, I
No,
mean,
like-
honestly, though, with painkillers, like when people have like, if I went to the doctor tomorrow and I was like, I threw my back out and it hurts really bad,
Back-atomy.
they would be like,
Samson.
you want some flex rules or something? Like that would be generally the, hey, we can give you something for it. And then like you take one of those, no one's being. There's no like, don't drive, don't do it. I mean, it says so on the thing, but no one's gonna give you a.
No one reads
Well,
anymore.
no, but no one's giving you a breathalyzer for
audible.
that. You know what I mean? Like, there's no like.
Yeah, you need the blood test.
Yeah, you have to do a fucking full blood test. And I guess you gotta be really, really fucked up. The only thing I wonder about the legalizing is, does it for the people that are always like the ones who never buy a bag, they always just wait for like their friend to have it and they do a line. Do those people then now start buying because it's available?
It's easy. No,
It's
that's just
easier
cheap.
though.
Not
It's
even cheap,
easier, but
just
it's just the same. Still, I feel like it's not going to change your normal routine. I feel like when weed came up, it still took forever for like older people
That's
to
true.
go to like it took.
That's very true.
It took years after it being completely recreational. You know what I mean? Before like older people felt like it was okay for them to go and buy weed.
Yeah.
So I mean, I don't think it changes too much. Now the people that are like do it, it may change how they get it because they may have to go through less hoops to get it. So you may see an initial surge of maybe negative effects, but I feel like after it levels out,
Just
Yeah.
it'll be
average.
it'll be or even a little less.
It'd probably be less. It probably would be less.
It is funny to see like at the dispensary down the street. You guys have been there.
Yeah.
To see like the clientele that walks through there. It's like
All
it's
whatever.
everyone.
Oh, it's
which is
everyone.
great.
All,
Which is like
all walks of life.
But
everyone can benefit from this.
15 years ago, it would have been one type person you see in the clinic.
100.
Us.
A stoner.
Yeah. Yeah, I was trying to think about.
A stoner.
I started when I read about the Switzerland thing. I started thinking about when we went to the place out in Eagle Rock.
Oh, yep.
That was
Natural
like,
caregivers?
Yeah.
NC.
Yep, and get our fucking wreck, and that's the whole thing. And it was literally just a very unique one person
Experience.
Yeah,
It's like when you go to Guitar Center, you are gonna go see people that shop there. When you go to Bath and Body Works, you're gonna see
people that shop
there.
Yeah,
Oh, Bath and Body Works. So
Yeah.
it's like,
I think I'd be down for it. Actually,
It couldn't hurt. It could
I don't
only
think.
help.
Yeah. Now the question for me is like, does cocaine start having stupid names that weed has now?
no.
Do people? Well, no, because you start.
Is there
to-
strains of cocaine?
Exact. No, but you would have. How do you sell it then?
Though? Good, better, best.
Cocaine.
Yeah, but who's selling
you
it?
like
That's what I mean,
cocaine?
though. Like, would it be just in the government?
Yeah, it would just have
packaging?
to be just like
I don't
that,
want- I don't
with
want
that
government-
gov pack.
I don't want government
I
cocaine.
want that government cheese.
You get
that
fucking
gov
like
cheese.
food stamps and government cocaine.
Well, the whole thing is like
Just
I
Ajax?
feel like because they did that with weed. Like there were government farms that had
Yeah.
like weed,
Yeah.
but it's like they will
don't
hire certain
prosper.
shit. They won't get the right people to do it.
No, it'd be like the same thing with weed. Like, I mean, okay, like all these legal shops popped up, all these people with money came in, and then it's still just now who grows the best shit.
Yep.
It's not who has this biggest facility, who put the most money. It's like, no, who has the best product?
Yeah.
Because all the product is the same fucking price.
Yeah. Especially now. Especially
So
now.
if I care about it's like anything, alcohol, whatever, I just want the best for my money.
That's reasonable. I feel like you're asking for a
reasonable.
reasonable thing,
Yes,
Trey.
I mean,
Reasonable Trey. You
Well, it's
government
like,
coke
do you,
might be
do you-
hitting though.
So I guess with this one, it's
that
like,
government coke.
do you want the shit that will make you shit within
But
like,
that's what I'm saying.
no.
They would
but
have,
in a good
like-
way?
Okay, yes.
That's what I'm saying.
Yes.
They have
Like,
the,
yeah.
they have
Yes.
they have. I feel like it would be like an in and out thing. They
I
have
want the
3
gold
things
bag.
on the. You want the gold? That's what I'm saying.
I want the gold bag.
Do you want
It'd be
bronze,
bronze,
gold,
silver,
bronze, silver,
gold.
yeah,
gold?
I want gold bag.
I want the stuff
Always.
that will make me shit, but not in a bad
I guess
way.
maybe not always.
Because I mean, what happens
If you're
if
working, maybe if you're going to work, you want the gold bag. You want
What
the
if you
bronze.
want to stretch it out though, and you buy a
But
gold
that's the
and a
stuff you
bronze?
can't breathe. Then
What if you buy a gold and bronze and mix it together?
Then you're stupid. Why? That's like
It's
buying.
tin.
That's like buying good whiskey and Jack Daniels and putting them together. Like, why would the fuck would you do that?
You want it more.
You're
flavor savers.
failure.
It has properties of a good
Making your own like cocaine jungle juice.
fridge liquor or freezer liquor.
Jungle powder.
Fridge liquor. That sounds racist as fuck for some reason.
Fridge liquor.
Do you have something? Do you have something against Irish? Is that what you're saying?
I love it. I love it.
I love it. I love it all.
A little freezer wine. Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, I if anyone's to do cocaine first in the States,
They have
It'd
small
be Vegas.
noses anyway
Vegas.
too in
It'd be
Sweden, right?
Vegas. Well, they're white, so yeah.
Well, we won't know the
No,
effects
that's
of it being
lips.
negative.
I would
in
say
there, right?
lips, not noses.
We all sucked in. No, I'm down. Let's legalize it all, dude.
I
Heard it here.
for real though.
Would you be inclined to try anything if it was legal? Out here?
Obviously.
That I have never done before?
Yes.
No,
Why?
because I can already get it.
But why don't you want to do it now? It's legal.
So like heroin or something? If
No, I
it's
wouldn't want to do
legal?
heroin if it was legal. I don't.
I've always wanted
I have.
to, but
I
I
have
know
a
I'm
very.
not, like-
I have a very strict rule about heroin.
Oh,
Which
really? What
is-
is that?
I want it to be like a doctor to like
What's the difference?
you.
Are you
this
gonna
is-
do this? Are you gonna do this when you're on your deathbed?
Yeah,
you're like, I want to
for
try
sure.
heroin. That's
Bruh, if I know I'm gonna die, I'm be like, yo, well, I guess I'll do heroin now. But like, let me feel this goodness.
Wouldn't it be better? If it felt like you may have a chance to live after this.
No, because I'll be addicted to that shit, bro. I'm not trying to live with my addiction. I want the one and
don't-
done.
I mean, like,
It's supposed.
I don't think I have a physically addictive personality. Like,
Have you never been addicted to anything?
I know I don't
we,
because I've done way too much.
But then it was like it was like more
but you're
like
not addicted to anything. Come on now.
it's more like
Yeah.
it's
like-
for me it was like escapism. It wasn't the actual
Yeah.
like,
Yeah,
the-
but that's what all the things are. It's just the best feeling of it.
No,
It's-
but like we are not weed, like alcohol, heroin, like I mean, this is just judging by studies and whatnot, but they're like physically addictive. Your body actually becomes
Yeah, you
dependent.
start craving
But I
it.
think at the same time, because it's like weed is like mentally addictive,
Mentally.
like because it's so safe that it's in your daily routine all the time. So like,
I mean, anything that you turn into a habit
it's
is
addicting.
technically an addiction. It's a habitual. There are the ones that your body craves, which is a body
which
craving.
yeah, no, that's what I'm saying.
So I
Like,
get
I
that.
think like,
But that's why I wouldn't want to be healthy and do
well, like
heroin.
I never,
ain't
I
trying
never-
to get that.
I never got like
Feels great, Dewey.
addicted for like like when we were experimenting with like E and like Molly back in the day. Like
You guys
I
both
never
I
got
got
think-
DMT though, right?
I think it's really hard to be
like
addicted.
4 times in my whole life.
I think MDMA by itself.
Talk to some of our friends.
I think that's very hard to become addicted to. Just MDMA. I
Because your come
understand.
down's longer than the fun.
No, but I understand pills. I can see how people want to get addicted to pills because you got that methy up or whatever is mixed in with it, and like a lot of times you feel the
That's my
upper.
nickname in high school.
You're
But
like,
you don't go up again when you're coming down and try and go up.
yes, you do.
No, you just
Not
keep
as high.
You just keep the
correct.
you just-
It's the roll. That's why, hence the term, the roll.
I mean, I've felt like I've gone to excess with excess to tea.
Yeah, I think ecstasy, but
But it's like you
You
only
always
get,
cut with something though.
yeah, but I'm saying like that first initial, like that's as high as you go. Then you just
Yeah, it goes down. Yeah, you
never
hit your
get-
peak.
Yeah, you never get
And then
back
you go down,
there.
and then you try the peak again, but you will peak, but it's a lower bit.
Yeah,
it's
that's what I'm saying.
smaller peak.
Intensity-wise.
Yeah, but I still
Back
think
on
though that's why
74.
people find it. I think that's why people find it addictive because
they're
they
just
want the
chasing the
peak.
dragon.
They want the dragon.
But then tomorrow, I feel like shit.
Yeah, that's,
Yeah, then you do E again.
That's
So
that's how you
that's
know
the
you're
physically addictive.
That's
thing.
that's how you
like-
know you
You're
did
not-
drugs and you're
not,
old
like,
now.
One of the people.
That's what that means, bro.
I mean, I've always done that. I'm
everyone
like, I
on
always
this,
feel shit
everyone
like
on
next
this
day.
No, you're absolutely right, 'cause
podcast.
I would be like, I would just
We
go
just
to
polled
work at
that.
the city,
Yeah,
go deliver wedding cakes.
Yeah. you
7 a.m. the next
you
day.
were able to do drugs and then go to work the next day, and now it's like
You can't do that now.
no way. Like
I mean, you could, but
I probably could.
you just would feel like shit.
you're gonna feel. You're gonna feel.
You
it
feel
worse.
bad.
That's all.
It's like how hangovers are now. You're like, I can do what I'm doing, but wow, this is why do I?
want to do this.
Why would I want to do this? Shout out to all the homies out there still rolling their faces off. Like, good for you.
Catch on the
We're,
next
we're
wave.
here for you.
Tell 'em.
Oh, speaking of waves, California coast.
Great transition, Sean.
Well, I mean, that's a layup. Got knock them down. 30-foot waves off California
It's
coast.
the Central Coast, right?
Yeah.
Central Northern
Surprised
Coast.
Well,
I didn't see more
Central-
surfers.
Huh?
Surprised I didn't see more surfers.
They are now.
They are now.
They were warned a lot, but now the surfers are coming out because they're like, okay, it's been a few days. We can see what's going on. Now we're going to the places. So I guess generally our waves are 8 feet.
They're not big over there.
No, but yeah, it's from Ventura and
Pismo,
San
I
Luis
think.
Obispo and Pismo, yeah, all throughout the area, and they're just being smashed. with
So it's like
20
lower
to-
central.
Yeah,
it was
yeah,
like southern mid California.
yeah. 20, 30-foot waves that, and like
The pier was getting pummeled.
it was over.
Yeah.
There was a couple times it hit the pier and went over. I don't know if it was.
Which pier?
I'm guessing that's Ventura.
Probably. It was,
Yeah,
The waves were big, and they were coming at least 100 feet onto shore,
yeah.
if not further.
Like it,
Like 100 yards,
like
like a football field.
they
Christ
they
almighty.
crashed onto the streets.
Yeah, that's
Cars, moving cars, people.
Streets.
Like
Sucking
hit.
in truck. I saw a truck get swept away.
Yeah, like I mean, it's not just like a
Mother
little,
of
like enormous
Streets.
ass. Yeah, but it's just from a storm surge, or I don't. I mean,
Well, it's interesting because it's like there's no like weather pattern that's happening. It must be just like off, or it's just sitting off coast. It's because it's like we haven't been experiencing any crazy weather fluctuations out here. It's like,
But
Yeah.
we haven't been experiencing winter either, though.
well, we got our little rainstorm, but the thing
oh, I mean, it rained last night.
they said that
this morning.
basically, so
It did.
the
A little bit.
Drove through some rain.
the warning zone is from Los Angeles to the South Oregon coast.
That's a big.
That's a
big
fucking
stretch.
huge stretch, yeah. And they
It's a lot of
said
land.
they said 20 to 30 foot, but there are accounts of 30 to 40 foot waves.
I can see that slightly
fucking-
off coast, past the breaks and stuff like.
yeah,
It could be higher. Well,
and-
there's just crazy people like the surfers, like that are like career surfers, like they're getting
The ones
towed
that
out
are
to the middle of the
like, it
ocean,
was like
Mhm.
50 or like,
and they're like they
well,
I think
that's
they're like
out. That's
50,
out off of
like the Mavericks and shit.
That's
like
all.
that.
Yeah. But that's also off
Goose.
of the Cortez.
There's
Sea
a
of
couple
Cortez.
places that have because they like you said they're towed in, so they're in the middle of the sea.
yeah they have
like,
like they
nowhere
get
near
they
a
get the
shore.
boat and like
Sea-doo
those are
towed in.
crazy, yeah,
Yeah,
and they
'cause
have like 10, 20 sea-doos to like
You're
just
nowhere
recovery.
near shore. You're just in
Yeah.
the middle of the ocean.
Because
You're
there's
getting
like
these
there's only
fat
like
waves.
there's like 10 surfers and there's like 20 sea-doos just to like recover, and it's like
and they're like they look like a speck on those waves. Just like,
I respect and fear those kind of people because it's like you're definitely on the knife's edge like every single
Yeah.
time.
every cat,
Every
I mean,
fucking time.
every
Every time.
anything. Yeah,
You ever see when they catch the air? Because you go up the face of it, and so then air starts
yeah.
going under you, and that's why they have the board strapped to their feet the whole thing. But if you like the ones where they like eat shit and the air gets under their board,
You
and
just see them
lifts it.
tumbling
And it goes,
down.
Yeah,
the
and just
fucking-
they lifts
even the
their thing,
cord,
and that's
like-
it.
they're
yeah,
going so fast too. It looks like they're like bouncing off a wall. It doesn't
Yeah.
even look like it's water because it's like
Yeah, because
because
you're skipping. It's kind of like you're skipping.
The properties of water changes with
Yeah.
like different pressures, and you're just like,
I mean, the fact that
Crazy.
that some of these dudes be surfing down like 100-foot faces,
what I'm saying.
it's just like
a 10-foot wave would kill me.
I almost did.
2
It
foot
almost
wave kill me.
did.
Bro, I saw a video of
10-foot
someone
wave,
that underestimated the ocean, and they ended up crawling out, and they were like on their hands and knees. And I watched the video like last week, and all I could think of was you and your story about almost this.
And it doesn't seem like it's that big from shore, but being out there, it's like
when you get tossed around too, you get tossed around. Now, the idea of the weight of 100 foot or 50 foot or 30 foot like on your dome, I feel like
10 foot even.
I feel like a 7 foot hit me maybe once, and that's probably still like large.
Water's tiring anyway. Like I don't know no one that's like.
You have
Michael
no
Phelps.
control. You're like
Yeah.
you're
Well,
at
even
Besides
after
Michael Phelps.
Well, swim for 5 minutes and then just go do something. Like you're a little tired.
Yeah, yeah.
Like 5 minutes of swimming is like that's a lot of exertion.
because that's like total body, like yeah.
Total full recall.
Tidal.
Damn.
What's up with Tidal anyway? Like, do
I
they
think
make
it's still
money?
a thing.
I don't think so.
Did they ever make money?
I don't think so.
I drank way too much water on the way over here.
Well, I'm glad
Jeez.
you're hydrated.
Apologies.
Apologies. What we got? What we hitting? Oh, we're gonna touch upon Vin Diesel.
I guess you might need to do some editing when Sean gets back. He's much too hydrated to discuss Vin right now.
Vinny.
Oh, I was thinking of like when you're talking about waves, like getting up in the face. I was like, oh, is that a Vin Diesel transition right there? Segway, little something transition.
No, I wasn't, but yeah, no, it could have been little Vinny. What do you think about that?
Not really surprised.
Huh?
Well, because like because like what is he? He doesn't do anything now but Fast and Furious
I
movies,
think
right?
that's about it.
And I heard he's trying to be all like Stanley Kubrick, like get people really like he becomes like the second director for these movies. Like,
Vin
he's like
Diesel?
yeah, he like is very controlling about it, and he's
I
like,
can see that being annoying. He don't seem like he knows shit.
yeah, I mean, like, what has he done that's really?
That guy
guy
trying to
doesn't
tell
know
you
shit?
something? Hey, it's all about family.
I mean, like, I really liked his role in Saving Private Ryan, Boiler Room,
Oh, yeah.
that's when he was
Saving
skinny
Private
though.
Ryan.
Even
That's
Pitch
skinny
Black.
Vin.
even Pitch Black,
Caparzo?
Caparzo.
Well, Riddick started falling off.
Yeah.
Can't remember it enough to be like, oh, I
No,
was-
Pitch Black was dope.
Pitch Black
I
was
thought
dope,
Pitch
yeah.
Black was dope, but then it's like, yeah, he's just trying to do too much. It's like, so I could see that being overbearing. He like has this huge ego. I mean, his movies make like $1 billion globally and stuff like that. Like, you know, these Hollywood types, man.
It's not really surprising to me that anybody in a position of power has done something bad.
Yeah,
I would
just
imagine.
like government, man. Burn them all. Burn them down.
I mean, bro, like, if you gave everyone we knew power, like a superhero, I mean, not superhero, like a movie star, I feel like it would be a lot of fuck ups, like, of just the people we know.
Trey, get out of here.
I won't abuse the power.
I mean,
Not in that way.
it's what you
In
say
what way
now.
would you abuse
I
it
don't
then?
know.
I may try to build a country somewhere.
Like,
It's not really abusing power. It's just trying to be a megalomaniac. I feel like that's different.
I love that. Well, who did
Incubus
that
song?
Yeah.
He's kind of whiny in that one.
He was. That was like when it started changing. But I still,
Down.
So he grew his hair out real
Yeah.
long. He had done that.
I was messing with this still though. I like him.
Yeah. I mean, they're good for what they are. Do you think is Vin Diesel going to fire himself from from Fast and the Furious 12? Like, does he get to finish
Because
it?
isn't this like I didn't see it. I haven't seen any
It's the last
Tokyo
one.
Drift, but no, it's like
This would be the most fitting one for him to be on though. X.
It's supposed to be like X that came out, and then like it's a part two of
Part
X.
two of
So
X.
it's like
Oh,
X
it's
part
X
two.
squared.
Part 2. X plus 1.
XI.
Yeah.
I'm down, but I don't fuck. I mean, if you do bad, go to jail.
Do you want to fill us in on the whole thing though you were saying earlier about 2026?
Oh yeah. So if you guys hadn't noticed, I mean, there was a lot of cases coming out in New York recently because they had a moratorium that expired. I believe it was a couple days before Christmas or something like that. But it extended all cases that people could file for SA. And California did the same thing, and ours is going into 2026. So, and I think it went into effect basically like the day after or the day before this Vin Diesel shit came out. Like she waited for it to hit, and then she opened
So
it.
was that New York or was that California?
California. So that's what I'm saying. That's what everyone was saying. That it's like this is kind of funny or weird because normally you would wait till the end and you would start seeing a bunch at the end. So like 2026, we start seeing a lot of cases trying to hit right before 2025, 2026. We should start seeing a lot of cases that are around SA with Hollywood because it's going to expire sometime in 26.
You think it's the end of Hollywood?
No, just a new crop of people come in, less problematic. Because, I mean, there was like no oversight. A lot of people, like the power of celebrity. I think that's like kind of peaking, or at least people are actually, there's going to be consequences for people's actions, like with social media, internet, like things can get aired out real easily. And like, I mean, I'll tend to believe like, I think the minority of people who are just chasing money or a bag or like cloud or something, I think that's relatively small compared to the whole case. It's like how much doesn't get reported, how much doesn't get, like how many files don't get claimed or how many claims don't get filed. I think that's a relatively small number compared to like what's true and people just like want to come out and like, I think a lot of the things it's like they're not chasing money. It's just like they don't want to see this person like keep doing what they're doing. Like look at
so
Danny
then
Masterson.
on initial reads, you kind of always side with the accuser.
I'll generally like side with the victim. I think like I'll.
Why are you calling them a victim already? It may not be true. That's why I said accuser.
Well, I'll say victim because if I'll generally side with them, I believe that they're the victim. Like I don't.
That's
because it's like look, you give like he was saying like you give anybody power like somewhat absolute power like absolute power corrupts absolutely. Like I think most people aren't immune to that. Like whether it's a small slight versus like to like a bigger scale. Like I think it's a pattern that's like hard to like disprove.
No, I feel you, but you give no credence to the possibility of culpable deniability from the accused.
No, I mean like it's my personal opinion. Like I will like.
But that's why I generalized it. And you said generally I will.
Yeah. No, I'll generally like I'll read through it, and it's not like my opinion is really worth anything in the whole thing. It's like I believe what I believe, and like generally I think that people in power abuse their power, whether it's like celebrities or politicians, athletes, whatever. I believe that they abuse their power. Like,
but then what when like say like the accusation comes out, right? Mm-hmm. You believe the accusation from the victim or accuser, right? Mm-hmm. So then what about the denial from the accused?
Well, because like generally like it's almost automatically like because they'll consult like whether it's true or not, like they consult with their lawyers. You have to deny it anyway. You don't. Nobody.
I'm just trying to get to understand why you would.
99% of the time they deny it. Like Danny Masterson, Harvey Weinstein. Everybody denies it. Like they're not gonna.
I think there's probably a sense. I don't want to put words in your mouth.
Oh, go ahead.
But I think there's probably a sense of because I think this was for me. Like I think I'm generally more likely to hop on the accuser's side because I have more because I generally think that people of power are corrupt. So I think it's not right.
That's all I'm getting to.
It's not right. I know. Yeah, I'm not saying it's right.
It's almost more damaging. It actually is more damaging. Well,
no, because I'm not.
Because
no, wait. Because if I was going out there and I was posting, if I was like, so I would say 100% you're right. If I was saying like, take Jonathan Majors, who actually after he was accused,
convicted,
after the accused came out, I didn't think it was. I actually was like kind of like
on the fence.
Maybe it's not real. Yeah, I wasn't really hopping on that kind of thing. But at the same time, I was a little bit more like, well, you know, a person in power kind of thing like that. There's a greater likelihood. Though I'm not saying that that's okay. I think it's just the way that some people have a predisposition to be on that side.
With that being said, you don't think that people could have a predisposition about, you know, seeing
No, I do.
How easy it could be to take advantage of a celebrity in a situation like that?
Yeah. Which is why in those scenarios I'm generally not going to be like this person should burn.
You don't want to be quick to it.
I mean, I think none of us are reactionary and we're like condemning something.
No.
Condemning somebody like an accusation comes out. We're not like one way or the other.
No, I'm just
but
trying
like,
to think of
yeah.
where's the belief in, like, who do you believe and why do you believe someone? That's all the question really comes from.
I also
Because all
think
it
though
is
that
two people
percentile
saying
wise,
two different things. And
correct.
I'm just asking what makes one person, maybe is it because they said something first? Does that make them believable?
I feel like
because
though
you
I'm
don't
going,
like another person, does that make it believable?
It could be.
Like, what is the factors of...
It could be looks. It could be all the stuff, whatever. Like, because like there's like the subconscious.
it seems
But I think generally percentile wise, if we looked
normally
it up,
goes that way.
I think generally the person, it's true. I think generally it's true. And I think you start to be, it's because generally, then it's easier to generalize. So I think there's some generalization.
So then, like in something like a thing like this, where
With
states
Diesel?
are, where states are making or extending laws to have people. What do we think about that?
Wait,
If a state extends, say,
Moratorium on, like, on
anything,
yeah,
what do we think about
misconduct. I mean, I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing. Like, I don't think.
that? But if there was a legit law in place,
that was protecting.
not protecting, just putting guidelines or say statutes.
Yeah,
Go this long.
Statute limitations.
Now we're extending these and these are an exact because of the Me Too movement. That's why these laws got passed. And
I think money goes towards the things that try to keep money in power, and so all of these things, like I would imagine, then like the extension to be because like we ain't trying to get dragged. We're trying to figure out a plan. We're trying to like not get taken down or pay people off or whatever. But prior to that point, like how long? What's our damage control in a sense? That's what it feels like, at least.
I mean, I guess to go on that more, like laws are made to preserve status quo, and like because of the Me Too movement, like these were made against, like in spite of that, like it's maybe offering a little bit more of a window to like, okay, like these are just new laws. Before, it's always the law has been on the side of the accused. I think generally,
how so?
like, I think
Because that's not publicly perception.
No, I think
no,
I
I
think
think
the
so.
laws on the side.
like
of
they just don't even get reported
accuser.
and stuff like that.
No, I think the laws on the side of the money.
Yeah, which is like a
Yeah.
preservation of status quo,
Because
preservation
accused,
of power.
if
Like,
you go into like marginalized area, the accused, the law's not. on
and
the
that's
side
not
of
even
that.
that's not even going into like things of SA, but just like regular crimes.
No, I'm
like,
talking about regular crimes.
yeah,
like it's
you're-
not on their side.
yeah,
of
like
the
whether
accused
it's
side.
like reporting a burglary, like
And that's why I asked what makes it so easy to believe something that one person says. Because
I think
you take it into any kind of like, what makes this person believable? Because they're marginalized.
I mean, it's some level of perception that
it
has been-
is, right?
Yeah, I mean, well, I'm not denying.
I'm
that
not
there's-
denying it either, but like I asked just a simple question: and he said it clearly himself, a victim. They're not even a victim. They may not be a victim.
Well, they feel like they're victimized, and I'm hearing that.
well, but that goes both ways. I think.
if it even happens, is what I'm saying.
Well, because like the way you're phrasing it, that's like already like a seed of
I'm
doubt
phrasing
is
it
from
like
the beginning.
The court should phrase it. I don't know if it.
well,
happens.
that's how the court phrases it. Like that's how they look at it.
should.
Well, they
We know
say the victim
okay, because I mean,
because they do. That's how it is. It's like
How can they say the victim if it's you could be the accused?
Well, it could still be alleged. Like,
No,
yeah,
'cause
but I think it's coming down to semantics, like what you're saying. But it's like,
Circuit City was the victim, but prior to me being convicted.
I'm saying if someone accused you of doing something,
Which is what
falsely,
But you can't say, but falsely isn't
I'm
known
just
until the
saying
done.
that.
But-
if someone accused you of doing something falsely,
Yeah.
and they're claiming to be a victim, they are not a victim.
yeah,
Or
but
are
then
they a victim?
like, I understand what you're saying, but you're
Well,
saying
you've answered
from
that
like,
story. So in that sense of the story, no, because you've already said I was wrongfully accused. But take that piece out and say, we don't know if somebody is or isn't accused.
But that's why I don't put any pieces in.
Yeah.
I refrain.
I
don't
think
want
that's-
to have any kind of basis or anything. Be like, I believe this person or I don't believe this person.
but your attitude in the way you talk about it, it's already like, I think we're both on opposing sides. Like, I can already tell that you're like, oh, I don't believe this person accusing, and I'm like, oh, I do believe this person accusing. And that's totally fine. But
Well,
it's like
you're
it's
talking about this specific thing. When I generalize it, I'm saying it from the sense of I know people have been accused of doing stuff that they did not do. I know people that have been incarcerated for very long times for things they do not do. So I do not agree with just people being accused of something and then jumping on that.
well, I mean, like, but we're specifically. I don't know.
Yeah,
we were
you're
generalizing,
talking-
but we're
that's-
specifically talking about this.
That
I think. But we're talking about if we're talking about the preservation of status quo and preservation of power, like, and then we talk about marginalized communities, that gets flipped, and then we're talking about the authority, like say police as an eyewitness, that gets flipped, and I think that's what you're referring to.
And that's why I said no, I'm not talking. I want to generalize this. I don't like to put any guilt on anybody unless it's proven because I just know.
Yeah.
And even if it was 1%, I just know that it happens more than not.
I suppose though, and I could
More
be,
than not.
I could be completely wrong with this, but I suppose though, in a sense, you're kind of against the accuser more. I don't mean that in like that you like what I mean.
You're talking about this specific.
What I mean is like in this specific kind of scenario, like this specific category, there was a sense
from being
of
on their side until more information. So
Yeah.
I don't
Would you-
diminish anything from them.
But do you
nor do I-
doubt them?
No, I don't doubt them.
Okay,
I
that's
would
the big thing. Because I think if
No.
you're doubting what they're
I
saying,
don't doubt
then you're
it
against
could
them.
happen, but I also don't doubt that you could be lying.
But then, like, I mean, this is judging from our personal history and like what we've talked about. Like, you don't necessarily, you're not protecting either party, but
No.
I feel like
Protection should be with the accused. That's how the legal system is. You've been accused.
well, then that's
You're
like that
fighting-
kind of
Yeah,
that kind
but
of
you
like
know that's
proves
not
your
true.
point.
I
It
know,
proves your
I
point.
know.
And you can't even
know.
play that. Like
I know, but I'm just in.
Oh, you're never mind. It's cool.
Yeah, in. Oh yeah, I can just go over.
It's
But
just
yeah,
go over it.
in this specific situation, yes, different. But when I like to think of just in general, and I try to generalize things, I know it's not good, but I do. I don't necessarily like to just jump on board with the person who's dog whistling or whatever, just because I know people are people. May not be true.
Do you think? Okay, I must suppose that this is somewhat to a level of feeling empathy for the victim.
Yeah.
And I mean victim as in the person that's saying like I was hurt, not like in like the proven victim.
Yeah.
I feel like there's a sense of like, because I think I'm on the side with Josh. I think generally maybe I'm more like because of empathy. I try not to. I hear what you're saying, but I generally think I'm like,
Of course, and I feel like
you know,
everyone is
I
inherently
agree.
gonna go with what we think is right when you read something first time. Like, oh, it kind of seems like it could.
I
be.
just don't trust people with power. I mean, that's basically it. I don't.
But I don't think. To me, I don't think they're any different than us. They just have power.
No, I think
Correct.
they're inherently different
But
than us because, like, if we had power, we would.
I think we would
we're
fuck up too.
we're
That's
enabled-
what I'm
I think
saying.
we'd
Exactly.
fuck up
So then, like,
They're
what
no
you're-
different than us.
But we
Well,
don't
but
have
then-
the power.
Yeah.
I think if you gave us power,
But the people,
we're not going to
we
be
are
hung.
the same.
But we're not going to be hung for what they're doing.
No,
because
but
we
if
don't have that
If we
power.
had power,
That's how
we'd
I-
be doing the same shit.
I don't want to say all that.
I will say that if I had the power, I'd be probably. I mean,
You'd probably be,
Well, but then
we'd in
you're
a sense be fucked.
that goes against everything you're saying. Then it's like, oh, I would be fucking up and wilding out. Which
I'm not saying
which
that I know
propo-
these
which
guys are
supposes
though.
you know who these people
I know,
are.
I know that, and
I know what you're trying. I see you trying to walk this.
Well, no, okay. There's a case. OTF member, Duty Low, big friend of Lil Durk, right hand man. He was accused of essay. Long thing. Blah 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 blah. Got dragged. Blah 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 blah. Ended up being not true.
Well, but you're also
But this
supposing
was a
like
year later. You know what I mean? Then he had to go back and then sue this girl for
Damn.
defamation and
Yeah.
damages. So it's just like the
Well, but
story's
that's-
already out that you did this. Now people are gonna assume that you did this, even if they don't know you, because they don't know you in general.
well, but that's what I'm saying. Like whether even say like in the like the
I get it, the
certain
percentages are
scenario.
less than-
Yeah,
yes.
no. They're like I think it's an extreme minority, but like whether even if it is true or false, like you're assuming that the accuser, like their life isn't ruined by whoever they're accusing. Like
Same with the person that's being accused, though. If it's
but
false accusation,
whether if it's false accusation,
then it should
but
be okay.
no, like I'm saying, like they're fine, like they're 90% of the thing, they're not going to jail. They're not serving time.
A false accusation is gonna hurt
But
you.
They still,
in the world.
yeah, but they're still
You could
rich.
not- it doesn't matter. You could not do something.
No, but like most of these cases, the accuser, they have no financial resources. They're going to court. They have an uphill battle. They have the burden of evidence on them.
You
They
really
haven't-
think that though, because when the lawyers are taking the cases on pro bono,
Can you
they're gonna
think
get
They're not
paid?
taking cases
Wait,
on pro bono
Let's
most of
talk
the time.
about this specific scenario. Because think about this specific scenario.
Okay, this
Rich people.
You're talking about Vin Diesel, right?
Yeah, I'm talking about specific. A very specific scenario. You have a person of affluence of affluence greater than the normal person. We're talking about 1%, and they get accused, right? Can you name a scenario where somebody of affluence was accused incorrectly and dragged them?
Well, I just said like duty low. I mean, he's not
dudes,
huge.
but the dudes, the accuser's attorney is not taking that case pro bono.
But this is what I'm saying. We don't care or care to find out for the follow up for this. Once the headline's been made, that's it. That's public perception. So I don't understand how you could say that it doesn't affect.
I'm not saying it doesn't. I'm saying
that's huge affecting especially if it's false.
So would you rather not see this information
Until
released
it's after?
Well,
I
the
mean,
whole
I
thing
can't
is like
really say
the
no to
burden
that.
of evidence is always on the accuser. It's never on the accused. Because
Well,
they
yeah,
have
'cause
to.
you have to prove it.
Yeah.
But like
It's
I'm
an uphill
saying,
battle.
But not when people's perception's already been turned to think that these people are negative. Just like you guys both said right now. You put this person against this person, I'm going to automatically think because this person has affluence and whatever this person said against this person, they did.
But
you just said that, both you guys.
Yeah. But I also said to be fair, I also said it depends on how I feel about the person. Because Jonathan Majors, I didn't agree.
You're right.
You know, I was like, I felt good about
But
him.
I'm just saying, you take the
It's
poorest
kind of
person on the street
easier
and
to look
someone
at Vin
with
Diesel.
affluence,
Yo,
most people are going to think that the person that has no money is telling the truth because of what you're saying, right?
I guess there's more. We have a greater connection to
Chasm
that. Maybe like there's like a greater like.
Which
Well, because even like look
Which
at it
could
with
just
two
be not
people,
true,
two
though,
people
right?
of like
Yeah.
things. The way you talk about it with like Meg and
Tory,
like even this stuff came out, then you're like, oh, I guess I was right. Like, or no, I guess like I was wrong. You did say that.
Yeah.
And then like, I think like a
Some
couple weeks
stuff
ago, you're
came
talking
out.
about like, oh, I don't believe this
because
happened.
some other stuff came out about the driver saying that the gun is 100% Kelsey's and that he saw Tori and her scuffling over the gun, and of course he said he didn't see who shot.
Yeah.
But
Which
that
is-
was what he said.
But
he
that-
said
that's
that it's
just
her
like-
gun. He saw them both have it, but he didn't see who shot.
Don't you feel like that's just like extra hearsay? Like with
But
no,
that's what
with
we
no
already
guide?
knew. That's what I'm saying. I don't
well, but look, like
think he shot at her.
like yeah,
intentionally.
but still,
Oh,
he had
Like,
whether it's
yeah.
intentional or not. One person was shot, one person wasn't, and then it was like it's on her,
No, for
and she
sure.
was not cooperating with police to prove. Like she was struggling to like not say that he was the shooter. She did not cooperate with prosecution or law enforcement to say
Not
that
at
Tori
the
was the
beginning,
shooter.
Not the first night, but
But like, how long
direct-
did this go on? Yeah.
no, directly after is when her story changed, and she's like, "Oh, I'm gonna cooperate now." Because the night it happened, she wasn't cooperating, as if in my mind makes it think like maybe this accident.
But like, okay, you can see the flaw in your logic, like I can see the flaw in mine, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that's because that's. I mean, I don't know how Josh feels about this. You'll have to.
I know I'm like.
Well, like I mean, come fill us in after. but like, I don't want to act like I'm not seeing the flaw in my logic of siding with the accuser, because A, I don't always do it. So clearly, it's not always a thing. And B, the story clearly matters to me, because there must be some type of sway. So I think on your side, there's a sense of the story don't matter because you're sticking to the yeah. But because you stick to that, there could be a flaw in it because you stick to that. I mean, To be honest,
You ever been accused of something you didn't do?
yes. And to be honest, I'm going to tell you, I like your view. I do.
Have you ever been accused of something you didn't do, Josh,
Yeah.
and it affected you negatively? I'm not saying a huge scale, but you ever been accused any time in your life of doing something you didn't do?
No.
Oh, okay. Then maybe you don't have.
Wait, like you, and I mean this kindly and fairly. You never had a partner who said that you did something that you didn't
in that,
do?
like, I thought you were talking about, like,
Anything.
Anything. Like, I
Siblings.
mean, like something that was like an attack
Sean
on
stole
you.
the ball. Casey took it, but
Well, I mean more of an
I
attack
understand.
on
But I'm
the
just
person.
saying, like,
Like you never been attacked as a person.
It's more like interpersonal and stuff, and it's like that. I think that's a little more messy, and you can't really define that. And like,
It's harder.
You're talking about gaslighting, but
It's harder.
like I know. In terms
yeah,
of bias, my predisposition of bias is just as great or as flawed as you could say as yours is
Of
in our
course, it's
support with
heavy
the
in our-
thing.
yeah.
But I will say that usually, because I will say in the court of law, which is like, that's up to you to form your own opinion, but it will usually like fall upon.
Yeah, I'm not saying that.
No,
it
that-
doesn't.
yeah.
And
I got you.
I'm just saying, and I think I even said if it's 1%, that's too much for me to just agree with people just because someone fucked it up for you.
Who do you agree with regularly besides Kanye?
No one.
Joe Rogan.
Who should you agree with regularly? We're supposed to have a discourse. That's life.
Besides Kanye?
I don't agree with everything you say.
Fucking with
You agree with
I'm fucking with
you? No, but like even if you don't agree with
but
him,
you
you're
do
like,
back
that's
him.
cool.
But you do
Yeah,
back him
because it's just
you
like,
back him without any
he's my president.
But you back him without any.
Y'all were backing Biden until you couldn't.
That's
I
a
was never
lie.
backing him.
That's a straight.
I will
That's
say
a bold
voting for him
face.
is not back.
Yo,
You can say it's back.
Yo,
I'm not gonna
backing
get
him until
wild.
You couldn't.
I'm not gonna get wild
Y'all
on you.
backed him till you couldn't.
When did I back him?
When you
You know I
voted for
didn't
him?
vote. I didn't vote for
I
him.
know.
You know that.
When
Yeah.
freaking.
Don't even start.
You didn't. But
No,
when
just
I
because
know,
I'm
I know.
white and his skin's white, bro. Don't bring that.
I was just gonna say you were like okay, but then he just.
No, I wasn't
I
okay
know
with
you
that
weren't
dude.
okay.
No, he's
No,
a
right,
problem.
right.
He's a problem. Now,
menace.
there is this scenario right now where now Trump's off of Maine also, and I'm trying to figure out when Biden's going to be polled for his age or something. I'm like, yo, we're about to get some random ass president for 4 years. Like,
Couldn't hurt.
I really couldn't. And I feel like it's
Shout
going to
out
be the
Cornel West.
No,
Shout
I
out
feel
let's
Cornel
run it.
West.
I feel like it's going to be
Couldn't hurt.
it might be a random like first woman president like will happen now.
I don't think that's going to happen. I think it's still going to come down to the two,
Hey,
and it's going to be one of these. It's still going to be Biden. It's
I don't-
Maine and who?
Maine and Colorado.
They're not swing states. Like they're not influential. In the
No,
whole thing.
but
I think
that
it's still
gives-
going to be one of the two.
But if it's now,
Still can vote for
happening in-
Cornel West.
If it's now happening in
That's a good
2023,
vote.
and we have a year
I may vote
left,
for him because he's black.
I feel like more people are going to drop Trump from it. I don't think it's just going to be like those two. I think
I still think, I think a couple more people will, but I think it's like a
Who do
handful.
they have? Who does
Nikki Haley is like literally the next person. That
I don't
think-
even know.
Robert F. Kennedy Jr. is like trying
He
to
ain't got
make
enough
waves.
swag, though,
He's
right?
fucking out there.
He's the one who like his PR should have said like you can believe in some wild shit, but don't say it out loud.
But he's saying it
But
out
he
loud.
says it out loud. That's not how you get people behind you, especially if you're trying to get like Democrats behind you.
And like he's a Kennedy.
That's
he's
not
like
how that shit works,
I
bro.
mean, I was rocking with the
I fuck with the Kennedys.
JFK and then RFK. You know,
I like
R.I.P.
Maria
Like,
Shriver.
but
Shit.
but like they're
Liv?
so far removed and stuff. Like they're, I mean, I think still it's like, but that's like
Yeah.
RFK. Like voting for him. That's just you're just upholding like the status
You're
quo
buying
of
into
like
the stigma,
just
yeah.
because he's like
Cool.
his family is
It's
like a
the name.
dynasty.
Legacy, yeah.
Yeah.
Legacy.
What's the point? Like
Plus, go back to the really. I think it's something that all three of us agree in. President don't fucking matter,
Not
really.
ours.
Like at this point, at this
I mean,
juncture,
ever.
at this
Matter.
juncture in
I don't
American
even think
politics,
George Washington mattered.
I do.
they're all going to be
I
like
think
voting
that
for the.
mattered.
They're all going to be doing the same things to certain degrees. I still think everybody should vote in their local elections.
So I
Which
feel
shoes
like
are
if
those,
We had
dude?
power. The Salehis.
These are Salehi, the Pollex clogs.
Are
These
they they comfy?
They're all right. They're just my house shoes.
It looks like a thumbprint.
Yeah, it is.
Huh.
This is his fingerprint.
Really?
Yeah.
He went so bold as to make shoes under his own fingerprint.
Mm-hmm. I think so. I don't think like you can like
Fuck.
you know.
See, these are visionaries, man.
Fuck,
Kanye
bro.
West, Salehi, Kanye West, Virgil.
He did.
Kanye West. Kanye West.
Kanye West. He did design stuff for both. No, not
Did
Virgil,
he do?
but Kanye.
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
He helped design stuff under Yeezy back in the day.
And then he branched
Chain
off,
Reaction
yeah.
for
Versace.
Yeah.
Cole Haan.
Taz Arnold's hard too. Tisa.
Tisa.
Yeah, he's dope. He's super dope. Would either of you guys turn religious?
No.
Turn religious.
Like, yeah, be devout about
Expound
something.
on that.
Like, just become either Catholic full out, Christian full out, Muslim full out.
No. I mean like
The older I get, honestly, the more I doubt religions. And it's not like this. I don't scientific doubt it. I just think like clearly it was the first generation of humans trying to figure out how to make things right so they wouldn't fuck up again. Like I do believe in like there was an ancient civilization type of scenario, and I feel like that's just what the Bible was written on. Like, it's like, oh, hey, don't do this and do this because we think if you do follow this sense, maybe things will be okay this time around. Like,
well, because I mean, like look at like what's going on in Palestine, and like Israel is stating like they're God's chosen people to like that whole area,
They've been
and it's
saying
like,
that.
but that's still like that's an Abrahamic religion. If it was like
so many problems with that.
a Muslim saying like an Islamic country saying that, like people would be like flipping out. But because of like history and stuff, like I feel like they're kind of like given somewhat free reign to like establish their own
What's
state.
Europe's religion?
Europe is generally Catholic, but I feel like because of guilt from the Holocaust, they were like imposing on Arab countries to like, oh, you get this land, even though like they had nothing to do with World War II or anything about it. Was like Europeans killing other Europeans, but then they insert this thing into like Arab nations,
Catholic Christian.
Yeah,
Catholic Christian.
I think mainly is Catholic Christian.
In Africa?
Muslim, maybe.
Muslim, Christian, and then also like other religions.
All right, so to answer your question, 50% of Europe is Catholic Christian, 15 is Muslim, 12 is Protestant, 8 is Orthodox,
That's about what
and
we
less
got,
than
right?
1% is Jewish.
It's probably about what we got.
I think less.
I think we have less Catholic and we have more probably Protestant or Orthodox.
But they say Catholic Christian, so that kind of like covers the gamut. Because I think Protestant is different than like, I mean, Protestant's like that old Christianity, like that's not Baptist or what's the other one? Methodist. That's like the more
old school.
No, I think those are new school. I don't know what evangelical Christian.
That's Christian.
Yeah,
I feel like that's.
But I don't know what that falls under. That's not. I think
the ones
evangelical
that
is a
use God
label
for
but
money.
I don't think that's like. I don't know whether that's
Pastor
Protestant
TD
or what.
Yeah.
Like what that is.
TV
Maybe that is
network.
Protestant.
To answer your question with Africa, it's 50% Christian, 41 Islam, 8% traditional faiths. So of the land, and then
Indigenous like
and
religions
that's
and cultures,
basically
but
it.
it's like missionary stuff.
In Asia?
A lot of secularism, but then it's like
oh man, I bet you. Damn.
China's technically a secular nation.
Yeah, they think.
But then there's like
they label themselves as atheists, whatever that. What the fuck? What's that even mean? What's adherent?
adherent to what?
To these hands?
Islam. Islam is the largest religion in Asia with approximately 1.3, followed by Hindu, which is 1.2. Which actually that makes sense. Thinking about Middle East,
Pakistan and Middle
and
East.
then and then after that you got all the other isms.
Do you know that the Middle East is a European term?
It has to be.
Yeah.
Well, because like look at like
Where is the Middle East?
The Middle East of
Yeah.
what? Like
Yeah.
it's compared to Europe is
Yeah.
the West, and then like Middle East.
It's
like,
it's the middle of the East because everything to the east of them is
is East. So it's
Yeah,
like
the East.
so. I was I try not to say that because like I feel like I'd rather say like an Arab state. I used to
West
think
Africa.
I used to
West
think,
Asia. That would be it, right? West Asia.
Yeah, I guess. Like, I mean, just because it's like saying
It's got a negative connotation almost.
not necessarily now because I think it's so normalized, but it's like I would rather say something else than because like Middle East, it's like we said Middle East of what compared
you
to
could
where
say the Mediterranean, but that still gives an incorrect idea because Mediterranean also brings in Greece.
Yeah, I would say
and
Mediterranean. It's somewhat like the Mediterranean Sea, like that area, like around it, like the coast and
I think
stuff.
it would have
But
been
like,
dope to live during those times, dude.
I think it would not.
Greco-Roman. I mean, like I don't know, bro.
I would have been Zeus.
Like our ancestors and
You
stuff
would have
would
been a
be,
black
like, free.
dude in Rome.
I would have been Zeus. Or Hercules.
He'd be a black Israelite.
You ever seen?
They didn't exist back then.
You ever seen
That was
Gladiator?
something else.
That was Russell Crowe.
You ever seen Gladiator?
Yeah, I see.
There's one black guy in that whole thing.
And going like this or like this.
Nah, there's one black dude.
No, he'd be getting that or that. He wouldn't be doing that.
Black dude lives.
Nah, that showed a slave. I don't got that mentality.
So you wouldn't live.
I would live on through eternity.
In your memory.
In
your memory.
In the memory. Now you go.
Thanks for the memories.
I feel like you
I would make it.
would you want to be? Oh God, this is.
I'd be the dude.
Would you want to be like a Spartan, like a would you want to be like a battle worn like?
Do you know?
I want to be like a captain or like a colonel.
So you're battle worn.
Oh yeah. I got one scar.
Like you're not trying to be like
I am a pretty boy,
a
but I have one
theologian.
scar.
You're not trying to be like a Plato or
but
like
I know that's why they fuck with me. I know my shits, but I got one scar because I've been in battles.
you Marcus Aurelius or something.
Well, you know, back then, like those generals and stuff, they fought in the battles. Like
Yeah.
not like now.
Yeah.
Like the generals, colonels, they didn't.
Even
like
in America, old generals fought, dude.
Yeah, like,
somewhat.
I
To-
mean,
they were
Washington
like at the
was
back
up in
of,
that
they were,
shit.
They were the back of the lines though.
You're
But
right,
whereas like
yeah.
well,
they went out there first and galloped and
what's it called? Yeah, because like I mean,
Shook hands and
who's
went back to the
the
line.
Alexander the Great? Like they
Yeah.
fought like
Mhm.
in the battles.
like
Like
Genghis Khan.
yeah,
He was a fighter.
Yo, George Washington had a 45-year service in the military.
Damn.
Bro was fighting.
you know he used to have like his artificial teeth made from like the teeth of
Wood.
slaves.
Yeah, no, it's
They were the
fake.
teeth of slaves.
Yeah, it wasn't wood teeth. They weren't wood. They were like true
Damn.
real
From other
teeth, man.
people and like
Mhm.
yeah,
That's a way
a
to
lot
do
of
it.
lot
It's
of
also
enslaved people.
how they did with the wigs, man. That was real hair.
They still are.
Horse hair, that was different than human hair.
Yeah, there's
Oh
human
no,
hair,
that's
yeah.
human hair.
Human
Yeah.
hair wigs.
From India.
Yeah, I was gonna say a lot of them from India.
It's real hair.
I feel like though his hair was probably not from India. I'm just guessing. I don't know.
Those fools were
Probably
probably all
right.
bald, huh?
Who knows? You know what I mean? Like, did they have bad?
Well, because you know now in
Hair
in
then?
modern days, like because
there
they're
was no bad hair.
in the UK, like
What I'm
in
saying, were they balding and shit?
in England, they still have like barristers are the term for lawyers. They still wear the wigs.
Wear the
and
wigs,
stuff. Like,
yeah,
it's
because
crazy.
it's
Oh, the
all
curly
like
wigs?
colloquial. Like it's.
Oh, they
pla-
still do that?
They
Mhm.
still do
and they
that.
dress up too, like the judges.
Hmm.
I think they even wear the blush and shit.
Hmm.
I don't know about that, but like you should. Look
I'm
it
just
up.
gonna make fun of England real quick.
Would you go to the Bohemian Grove?
What's that?
Yeah, I would.
I would. Yeah.
I mean, who would invite us? First thing,
That's the kicker.
the Bohemian Grove is some Moloch shit.
Yeah.
It's like
Skull
rich
and
people,
crossbones shit.
yeah, skull and bones and all that kind of stuff.
Be part of an Elks Lounge, for rich people.
I mean, I heard like is
Masons.
the Masons they're not are they secular? I think they're for like
don't
kind of
think it's a
Christian.
I feel like they're
religion.
Catholic.
I don't
No,
think that
I feel
they-
like the Masons are. I think it's
I-
religious.
I think
Is it
there's still
religious?
a god,
I think so.
a god
Okay.
like thing,
'Cause I think they're built under.
like Christianity. The
I
fucking
think so.
God is at the
I
top.
got
type of thing.
recruited, but I didn't finish it. I told you guys I wanted to go be a Mason.
I think that would be kind of cool, even if there's probably racist undertones. Like there's, I mean,
Everything
it's
is.
America. It's
No,
racist
that's
undertones, so-
money undertone. At that point, it's
I want
not
to be a 33-degree Mason.
the super being,
That's what that is, huh?
supreme beings.
Yeah.
That's
Super
what
being.
the supreme being.
33-degree Mason.
Yeah, man.
33rd.
Because you can get out of stuff if you're a Mason.
or into the Club
Catholic.
33 at Disneyland.
It's Catholic.
It's Catholic.
You're a Mason
Yeah,
just so you
but-
can get in
but-
Club 33
But
at
it
Disneyland.
says then the Catholic Church condemned him. So then
They condemn a lot of stuff, but a lot of stuff goes on. It's real
They-
funky in the Catholic faith.
They condemn child essay too.
yes, I mean Catholics do that. Well, they don't condemn. They just say
You're
they,
right.
They just
Just
say no.
leave your-
They just say
You were right.
Didn't
they do
happen.
that.
Didn't
They
happen.
do that.
Do you guys got any New Year's resolutions or anything that
I do.
You want to try and pull off in 2024?
Just to be the best me I can be.
It's a bit general. Do you have anything more? Do you have anything with specificity in there?
You sound like a influencer.
You know what? I'm just going to take 2024 on by the horns. Just fuck it all year because I'm going to win.
I
Win
feel like
big.
If you do that, I feel like you're going to get arrested
Honestly,
by 2025.
it's crazy because you're like
Alpha
your
male.
persona is
I'm going to win big.
is like this 20-year-old kid that's like, it's like Trey at 20. I'm a fuck shit and win big, and I'm great.
Win big, boys.
Kick it.
Let's do this.
Bam.
Let's get all the money, boys. Nah, to be honest, I don't like making resolutions because then you just set yourself up for failure. So what I like to do is implement little changes, throughout the year. So maybe this year I'll implement new wardrobe, different style, aesthetic, more paint, less hate. Not from me. I meant from Sean.
Just in general. Oh, okay.
He was hating on my paint pants. Yeah, I think I just want to step out of the go bigger with aesthetics.
Okay. So aesthetics, like any personal goals or anything like that?
Same thing we always do, Pinky. Take over the world.
So more of the same?
Yeah, and I don't want to. I heard it. I don't want to change too much because it's like. Do you like
not
resolutions?
change yourself, but it's like,
Yeah,
what,
implement
is
some-
there
yeah.
any behaviors you want to implement? Any personal goals type of thing? Like,
Yes, I got one big one. Like I said, I want to really learn how to cook really well.
Oh, that was what you said.
I really want to learn how to cook, like cook.
You gonna do like a new recipe every week or something? How you gonna hold yourself accountable to this?
That's good.
accountability is a very important thing.
It's a bitch.
Yeah, I think I gotta at least try something out the box and 100% make to finish from scratch. So like I'll probably start with like baking because I can kind of bake a little bit. So I'll start with like learning how to make like doughs and stuff again.
Those are pretty easy. Like that's
Exactly,
super. That's very like easy to
So I'll
accomplish.
start with
anything
like
like that.
doughs and stuff. Easy, minimal ingredients.
Trade dough.
Yeah, trade dough. Minimal ingredients. Try to master, flour, egg, and water type shit. Maybe go up to pasta. Then use the same skills I've learned. Then things at the pasta.
So
Then,
you're gonna be a bread bender?
ooh,
You can be a yeast bender.
Yeasty boys. I mean, that's what you need unless you want to do like sourdough and stuff. Like, yeah, you got to use yeast. You can
No,
become a
I wasn't
yeasty boy.
saying either that. I was thinking of something else.
You can
Yeast
make some
affection.
like
Well, you don't want.
you can make
less
some
of
donuts.
Doja nuts.
that doesn't seem marketable. But if you ever want to run with it, go ahead.
I want to see you do that. I'm here to back you.
They're donut holes.
Yeah, Doja nuts. Are they weed influenced?
Oh, that would be actually a kicker. Doja nuts, and they're donuts that are flavored like different peanuts. So you get like macadamia, almond,
That's just nuts, not peanuts.
but they're donuts
Okay.
that taste like nuts.
Okay.
Doja nuts.
I got it. What about you, Sean? Any New Year's resolutions that you want to implement?
I'm with Trey.
Do you want his nuts?
I don't believe in New Year's resolutions.
Johnny come late. Thief.
How am I a thief? I agree with you.
Oh, agree on.
He's like not used to it, so he's just the
See?
automatic reaction.
If somebody said that you did something and I agree with you, you just got mad. I'm trying to be on your side and you said no. I was trying to be here for you.
See where you're going?
Don't approve of it.
I don't see where you're going.
All right, Stevie. No, yeah, let's just say for all y'all out there that are trying to do New Year's resolutions, that one went out.
We know.
It's been out.
All right. Don't try to do New Year's resolutions and try to change your behaviors because it's gonna fail. Unless you actually really work on a singular behavior. So that being the case, yeah, I'm just gonna keep on doing what I'm doing, honestly, and then hopefully keep on like kicking that up more. I read a lot this year. Felt really good about that, so I want to add some more books. I don't know. I kind of want to add like maybe at least like $10,000 to my income, like or to my yeah,
So another
to my income.
grand a month.
Yeah. I think I would like to see the end of the year
It's
to be, I think that's really important. And also just general health. I mean, I like to get back into exercising on a regular basis, but I'm not going to make a New Year's resolution for exercise because that's fucking cliche and trite and like everyone.
Ooh, that was a nice word, trite.
Yeah,
but sometimes things are trite because they're right.
I mean, the thing is though, like you can't change just because a day ain't going to be the reason why you change. Like. So if anything, if 2023 made me learn anything, it's accept yourself for how you are and for how the shit is. Like you really like however you are, whether the parts about you that you like, that you don't like, the things that drive you crazy, not accept that shit. Like stop fighting it because it ain't gonna change until you accept it, and you won't be able to do anything. And then the other thing is like people really underestimate their behavior patterns. So, like, don't be a fool. Like, if you've been doing something for 20 years, don't expect that you can make a New Year's resolution that you're going to change that thing that you've been doing for 20 years and have it be an easy thing. Like, you need to be, like, very specific on, like for instance, like, if you're a procrastinator, figure out why you're procrastinating and why it gets in the way. Don't just tell yourself, like, oh, I'm going to be better this year.
It's my dad.
Like, that shit don't work.
Your dad.
I don't know. Those kind of things drive me crazy when people say, like, oh, this year's going to be different. I'm like...
Why?
I'm like, yeah, literally, like, why? Like, why is it be different? Oh, because I said
I'm
so.
saying it.
But, like, you have to change deeply. Like, I don't think people realize how deep you have to change shit sometimes.
I am changing deeply.
So for instance, you were a little bit more vulnerable, I would say, this year, especially because of podcasts and certain scenarios, right? Mm-hmm. But somebody might say to you, he's not vulnerable at all, and like that's the thing.
They didn't know the threshold I was coming from.
That's the thing, yeah. So people need to be like, I think whatever you're dreaming of, you can hold on to that dream, but also be realistic into your changes. So like, I don't know, my New Year's resolutions, I just want to keep on doing.
You just said you didn't want to make any. You just said them right now.
No,
Got him!
False!
Got him!
No.
Got him!
I would say my New Year's resolution.
Got him!
If I were to make them,
Doja nuts.
I would say to stay on the path that I'm on. Like I'm not trying to change what I'm already doing.
Wise.
Just do it better.
Okay.
Yeah.
Those are wise words.
Okay. Well, I will.
Yeah. What's yours?
Heartily disagree with these two. I think you should make New Year's resolutions if you want to, because I think
It's fun
no
to
matter
lie to
what
yourself.
time of year you make like goals, like it's just because around here a lot of people feel like, oh, this is a time I can get a clean
Slate.
start or a good reset. Like if that's the motivation you need, go ahead, because like if you make goals whatever time out the year, like more often than not, like we won't follow through with them.
Yeah.
So like it doesn't really matter the time of year. I'm like, if this is like the motivation you need, do it, because like last year I said I wanted to be more assertive with my voice and kind of like, I mean, we started doing the podcast. Like I was very like, it wasn't even
live the truth.
It wasn't even like to be out there or whatever, like make money. It was like
Just to do
because like I'm not like I am. Yeah, I'm like intimidated with like showing my face, like getting my picture taken. Like
You were, and now
having my like just even like having my
It's
voice
free.
out there, and like
Free
that
as a
was
bird.
it was like a kind of like a low key
Little
resolution I
liberating,
made,
huh?
and
Little
so like
liberating.
I'm doing it, and like why not? And like I think this year it's more. Not more of the same. It's like I think I'd like to exercise
on
more
the sa-
regularly. I'd like to be a little more creative in terms of like my production and like
That's
just making
never
things, whether it's for
that's-
myself or other people.
I saw the mirror.
I'm about to challenge this shit, and I'm just waiting.
What?
No, keep on
Give
going.
me.
What are you gonna do? What do you, like? You say you want to be like more creative. Like, what are you gonna do?
I actually want to do. I don't want to just like
but
plan it.
That's the thing. Like, you say you want to do. So this is my problem with resolutions. Is like people say what they want to do, but they don't be like.
Well, I'll define it right now. I want to like make time each week because like I've been saying that all
phrasing
year.
it wrong. You got to say I am.
No, not even that. Like, what you can like? You say you want to make time, but like, what in the way? What right now is getting in the way of you making time? What's going to be different between this week and next week? Like, what is taking your time now that's getting in the way? And
The difference between this time and next week is like I actually do it.
But what are you going to do to do it? That's what I'm saying.
No, that's what I'm saying. It's like what time of the year it is.
Are you just
like,
going to schedule time?
Like,
is it going to be like after I brush my teeth, I'm going to fucking do that thing? Or is it just going to be like, I'm going to figure out? It's just going to happen.
Well, some of it has to do with this podcast and stuff, and I'm going to talk to you guys after this recording. But it's like, yeah, I want to like. I think I always get wrapped up in like the whole idea of things, and I like the whole thing that I think is intimidating because I'm like, oh, after work, I'm like, I want to do this, I want to do that. And I'm like, I don't want to like have that pressure of like, oh. The self-imposed pressure of like
Not doing
if I didn't do it this day, like I feel bad, like whether that's and I'm like I want to like release that pressure on myself, and I just want to do it, like, and I don't want to make it like, oh, I have to set aside hours each time.
Just
I'm like
and I get what
15,
you're saying because
15
it's like,
25
but I get
30
what
minutes,
you're
like,
both saying because he's saying what's gonna make you do that, and you're just saying,
well, and
I know
like,
I've got to do
whether
it.
whether it's this year or the next, it's like it's always yourself that's always holding you back.
Totally.
And I know that, and like I'm very aware of that, and it's like I think I have to be kinder to myself in the future.
Do you think allow more grace?
Yeah, that's the thing. I could like I give everybody else grace except myself, and I think we talked about that. And like I really need to be kinder to myself in the new year. If I don't do something, like don't feel so bad about it. But I also don't want to. I also want to be a little more strict on myself and to like be like we were talking like, oh, at least I cooked today. That's something.
Yeah.
Then it's like I want to read. I want to journal more. I want to do this. I want to do that. And like I want to not. I don't want to like set aside time for that. I just want to do it.
To happen.
So like I'm just gonna step
it.
in from that on the side of like somebody who, I mean, I don't want to call myself a psychologist, but I'm gonna step into the side of knowing like it doesn't work that way. Like I can just be honest with you. When you say like I just want to do it, it doesn't work that way. The only way that change works is you literally being like, I'm gonna put this thing here and I'm going to do it no matter what. Like, so for example, like people, when they want to exercise, right? And they want to say, I'm going to wake up and exercise. What they'll do is they'll put all their exercise clothes out right next to them. And when they wake up, they put their phone across the room on top of their exercise clothes. So when the phone goes off, they walk over there to their exercise clothes. They have to engage with it, right? Like it's changing the behavior. And so that's why I'm not saying New Year's resolutions are bad, but they put a pressure on people that's not realistic, because it's like, I'm going to change these things, but it's like, I don't think people realize the actual power of their behaviors that they already have. Like it's deep, you know? So it's like, if you want to like,
but it is a realistic pressure. It's realistic. Just most people,
but like if you want to
don't do it.
Well,
but
because
like
the
if you
only
wanna,
thing that
like,
makes it a resolution and a behavior change, like I'm vocalizing it, because I could do these things and like it wouldn't be a resolution. But if I'm saying it, then it's a resolution. But
I mean,
where did it come from? Did that come from like resolving the year with new intentions?
I think it probably comes back to a pagan ritual. I'll be honest with you, like new moons, new harvests, new like planting seasons, whatever. I think that's what it comes to. But it's like the difference between like if I said it or not, like if I do it or I don't do it, like whether it's a New Year's resolution or not, like
doesn't make, I'm
like I'm vocalizing it as a New Year's resolution, but it's like it's a goal
to do.
If I didn't say if it was a resolution,
it would still be a goal.
Like it's a goal. Would you be like denouncing the practice of a goal as much as a New Year's resolution?
No, I just think that people say those things too lightheartedly and don't understand the actual like. I think humans, me, everybody that like, I think all of us are way too like that we live in like dream worlds in terms of what we want and how hard it is to change. So for instance,
well, goals,
but
people hit goals.
Yeah, but
you know what I mean? But a lot of people fail resolutions.
But you can hit a goal that you already you can hit a goal that you already know, but you can hit a goal that you already know what to do. Like people like, I'm hitting my goal. So like, let's take for your sense, like your cooking thing, right? Like, I would tell you that you have a greater chance of doing that if you said once a week on this day, I'm always going to cook. If you were to set that up, so every Wednesday I'm going to cook, and every Monday I pick the thing I'm going to cook on Wednesday, and every Tuesday I made sure I got the shit that I'm going to need for Wednesday. If that was your plan, you did it every single time, then you can keep up with it because you actually have something that you've planned out and you tie it to things that you're going to do.
But we creatives, I don't like to think like that.
That's also the way of keeping each other, like keeping us safe. You know what I mean? Like
schedules.
Well, for instance, take this podcast, for instance, right? Like, it's a scary thing to do to make a podcast because people will always have comments and shit, and like you want it to be any artistic thing, you want it to be something, but for it to be that thing, it takes a lot of like kind of go big or go home mentality, and you got to really put yourself into it and all that stuff. And to do that means you have to step out of being safe, and to step out of being safe, you have to step out of your behaviors that are keeping you safe, right? But those behaviors aren't necessarily bad. They're just keeping you safe. So when people say I'm going to change this thing, like when people are like, oh, I'm going to work out, it's like, yeah, but your behaviors have been not to. So just saying it don't mean shit. Like you actually have to be like, on every Tuesday I wake up, I'm going to go running no matter what. When I feel sick, when I feel like tired, when I'm hungover, no matter what, I'm going to take myself outside at the very least. And I'm going to go out for a walk or running or whatever that thing is. So if your New Year's resolution is something small but attainable, then by all means, I'm down for it. If your New Year's resolution is like, I'm going to save $100,000 this year, and you've never saved like $5, like that shit ain't going to happen. Like,
well, but that's what I'm saying. It's like, because it's this time of year. If that was like, these are my goals for 2024,
I'd still ask you the same thing.
Yeah, no, but like it makes no difference. But it's because you call them a New Year's resolution that it's like, oh, it's like a setup for failure. But I'm like,
it's like the
whatever you want to call them,
well,
and then it's like it all comes down to follow through, right? It's like whether it's a New Year's resolution or it's a goal, like it's all semantics.
It's not the failure because New Year's resolution. It's the failure because the same mindset, like New Year's resolution, are built on the same mindset that you can say it and it's gonna happen. That's why New Year's resolutions, you see so much failure, because people put a lot of money into this idea. Everyone's going to buy like gym passes or like whatever. They put a lot of money into the idea they can do something and change it. If you were saying these goals in January or in July, I would still ask you, okay, cool, but what is it, the thing that you're going to change from what you're doing right now to get you to that thing? And I feel like most people on New Year's resolutions don't do that. I feel like most people on New Year's resolutions just think like they're going to be like, oh, well, because I said I'm going to work out now and I bought my shoes, I'm going to work out. It's like, no, what's stopping you right now? And that thing that's stopping you, how are you going to remove it from your path so you can continuously go towards it? So like,
I'm not trying to heal. I'm just trying to resolve.
What?
Resolutions.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, like, because you take the resolutions, resolve to continue to do good practices, change an undesired trait or behavior, accomplish a personal goal or otherwise. So like, there's different, like, layers of that. Like if you were like, my New Year's resolution was to drink enough water, like it's simple as that, I would still ask, okay, how are you gonna, like, are you carrying a bottle around you that you didn't do before? Are you gonna put are you gonna put an alarm on that every day the alarm goes off and you're gonna check where your water is? Like, what's the thing that's gonna get it? Like, I'm speaking about this being somebody who's like a very big procrastinator, and I never do the shit that I'm going to do. So, but I'm saying that from a space where I'm like, I realize that, like, I realize when I say things out loud like that, but I don't get to them, it's because I haven't changed the actual behaviors or things that really need to get me to that point.
Yeah, I'm very aware of, like, I'm under no illusion that, like, I need to do, like, I don't need to, like, for any of these changes in behavior I don't need to buy anything. I don't need, it's all doing. Yeah. It's like everything is all already around me. And because I remember when I was talking to you about like exercising more, and I was like, at first, like, setting the exercise, like the shoes and the thing for running, right? It'd be like right next to me. And like, that didn't change anything. It was like, it was all about me being just doing aware of, like, I said I wanted to do this and I'm going to do it, rather than like, oh, I'm tired today. And that's all it comes down to, is like, it is
accountability.
accountability of self accountability. Like, oh, I said I want to do this, so it's like, but I'm not going to make it like I have to do it by this, and then if not, I'm like, if I don't do it more, I'm a failure. Like, I always want.
But I feel like that
doing.
makes an easy way for it to fail. I feel like when we set New Year's resolutions where we say, like, I also am going to allow myself to be like kind of soft, I feel like that sets it up to fail. Like, I feel like you really can't do that. Like, I honestly think, like, I hear what you're saying and I understand that. But like, if you're just trying to say to yourself, like, oh, this time, you know, like I'll speak from a personal experience. Like, if I'm like, oh, I'm going to write, but I haven't. And then all of a sudden, like, well, I'm going to say I'm going to write, and this time it's going to be different because I said it. It's not, because the brain literally, like, people underestimate their brain, man. Like, it's going to make it, you're going to choose the thing that's the easiest path generally to what makes you feel good. And until change is greater than that thing, you ain't going to change. Like, we're not.
But that's the whole thing, is like, because it's like, yes, vocalizing and doing, but it's like, when you say, like, I'm going to change, like, I think some people need that. Because, like, if you don't have it, like, I think if you're just thinking it.
I think if you say it towards friends and they hold you accountable, that's one thing. I think if you say it towards yourself, personally, I don't think it matters. I'm not saying that.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm in agreement. Like, I'm saying, like, this is a personal goal. It's like, it's only because it's now. Like the goals you have, it becomes a New Year's resolution. I'm not saying it's like, I think it's like a lifelong goal that I want to do throughout my life. I want to exercise more. I want to create more.
Yeah.
And like, yeah, that could be like set up for failure because it's being soft. There's no hard boundaries. But it's like, I think it's almost like defeatist to like, oh, you shouldn't have goals. You should just do it. You know what I mean?
No, I think you should have goals, and I think you should make sure that you supply yourself with all the necessities that you need to get to those goals. So, like, if, for instance, if you're a kid out there and you want to work on your jump shot, then you make sure that, like, you have a set time. You make sure that no matter, like, you are working on that, not just when you feel good, not just when the weather's okay, not just when you have the energy. No, you got to make sure that every single day you're going out there working on your jump shot, whatever it is. Like, if you want to work on your relationship, right, you got to make sure that even that no matter what, like, if you're working on communication, you're setting time aside to practice that communication work, not only when it kind of pops up. Because then, like, Trey, imagine you playing for a club team, but you only practicing when it felt good.
Yeah, because you got to train, you got to practice, you got to put in a lot of work.
But also, like, no matter what, you had scheduled days, right?
Yep.
And no matter what, you went to those days, right?
Yep.
Because if you didn't show up, what would happen?
You ain't playing.
That's it. And I think that's what people don't get. Is like, you actually do have to kind of set some walls up for yourself. And, like, it's really hard because for the majority of us, we were talking about last week with procrastination, but just in general, like, that shit's scary. Like, that's just how simple it is. Like, putting your whole soul into something and putting all the time into that thing and not knowing how it's going to come out is scarier than softly doing it. Because if you softly do it and you halfway do it, it's always like, well, I didn't fully engage in that, and it's a soft kind of thing. And I feel like that's how New Year's resolutions generally go for people. That's my
I mean, like, because it's like, and I've been saying this too, like, to myself, and like, for me, like, because my exercise would be running, and it's like, this is the hardest time of the year, like, relatively, because it's LA, so it's not that crazy winter, but it's like, we got thin skin over here, like, it's just cold,
to get out.
It's rainy, it's like, it's dreary, like, it's like,
it's dark,
it's dark
early.
at like
early,
6 o'clock,
dude.
so it's like, like, this is like my time to, like, if I'm gonna prove anything to myself, it'd be now, because it's like, I'm gonna get myself to the reservoir to run 4 miles in, like, pitch black, and if I do it, like, that's doing something, because it's like,
that's you holding yourself accountable, though. And to hold yourself accountable, I would say for you, though, to hold yourself accountable, there must be something that's triggering you to hold yourself accountable. Like, there must be something that you're setting up that's triggering you, whether that is a mental note,
or
whether that's a physical thing, whether that is a voice in your head that's working because you've already done it, because you're a runner, you have ran before.
He's a runner.
It's not like you're running after like 5 years.
Yeah, I'm not just like, oh, I'm gonna run this year.
Become a runner.
No, I'm just not vocalizing all of my, like, my obstacles and like my parameters that like have. I'm just not vocalizing that part. I'm just like vocalizing the goals.
The goals.
Yeah.
Like I'm like completely aware of like all of the things.
But I think you do those things. I mean, what I'm saying is like, cause you run there, and when you run, the times when you're running, you're setting yourself up for success to run. Whatever that means, whatever that looks like, you've given yourself the things to do. If it's you making music, I feel like you've set yourself up. Whereas that, if I'm writing, it's because I did something to get myself to be able to put a pen on the paper.
Yeah, you're not just like I want to be a writer. You're
Yeah.
already a writer.
Yeah. But you
Like,
have
whereas
to
it's
make
like,
myself
yeah.
time though, or else
Yeah.
I'm like a guy who still talks about the band he was in back
Yeah,
in.
this is like me. I have to set boundaries with my work, and like like when I'm off, like at 5:30, I need
off.
to be off unless I have like
Yeah.
Yeah.
that's is like even like I have a crazy deadline. Like I still have to say like I'm off at this time. This is like me
It's
setting
healthy.
a boundary with like my work life, like, and then I have to make time for that. Like this is all like holding yourself accountable.
I think with that though too, you start knowing your worth when you start doing shit like that.
I agree.
Because if you're like,
Mm-hmm. Very good point.
you're just like, okay, I work here, so I might as well just, if they need it, I might as well just do it.
Yeah.
Like, no, then if they need it, they might as well just pay you more.
Yeah. Well, and you can trade. You
But
learn
that's
how to
what
trade.
I'm saying. So
Yeah.
you give them what they're giving you. It's like an
Yeah,
equal. It shouldn't be a one-sided, thing. It shouldn't be you giving them your all just to get a minimal return.
You know how to ask for what your worth is, kind of thing.
And if you don't get it, then don't give.
Yeah.
Find somewhere else. Mm-hmm.
You want to do a 2024 power round? What are you most
What's
excited for? Where do you want to travel to in 2024?
Japan, Tokyo, Texas, New Orleans, Mexico.
All right. Those are good ones. What about you?
So I was actually thinking because I was like, oh, I want to do like a New York trip or something.
Yeah.
But like that's like I like
do that on the weekend.
realistically, no, like I want to be there for like a week or something.
Oh, you want to be
like
there?
that's that's like 3-4 G's, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so I was talking with
Jesus.
Marlene. I was like, because her birthday's in October, mine's in November. I was like, oh, like
Oh,
why don't we just do like for it'll be my 40th. So like, why don't we
Yo,
like? I was like,
Let
with
the
her,
homies know.
I was like, go. Like I've been to Italy a few times already, but I like love it. I never get old. I never get tired of it. I was like,
It's hard to.
we'll go. She's like, why don't we just go to Italy? Like whatever about all these other trips. Like why don't we just go for like a couple weeks in like the fall?
Ooh.
And like I've never been in the fall. Like the most I've been is like September.
Summer.
September. That's
So,
what
like-
it's us, yeah.
October, November is like it's a different time. I've never been around there, so I'd like to do that as well. I'm like, because like I wanted to go take her like horse riding, and I was like, oh, she's never ridden a horse in like Joshua Tree,
Mm.
but with like the cost of like to get for like 3-4 nights in Joshua Tree, a
ridiculous.
decent place.
That's gotta be crazy.
It's like anywhere from like 600 to a G.
G.
And then the horse riding would probably be like 150 to 200 each. I was like, and I looked up prices. I was like, oh, like to go to Puerto Vallarta
you could do that.
for the
Like
plane ticket
2 Gs?
and
For real.
the lodging for a week. It's like about a G. So it's like, oh, should we do that too? But I'm like, realistically, I'd like to go to Europe, specifically Italy, in the fall, early
That'd be
winter.
crazy.
That'd be dope. I like
So
that.
That's what I'm thinking. What
Yeah.
about you?
Mexico. I really want to go to the Guadalupe Valley.
Guadalupe.
Wine country.
Yeah, I really, really want to do this year. Just to, I wouldn't mind also either that one or Oaxaca. So I want that.
Shout out Nufo Corny. They'd definitely be down to like if you want.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. No.
To Oaxaca?
Nufo and I talk about that one.
That was
for sure.
supposed to be
That was
his
supposed to be the
OG
original
idea for
for
a bachelor
the
party.
bachelor
so.
party. Yeah. I like to go to Japan as well. I don't know if that's going to happen this year or not, but I like to go to Japan. I want to see an Arsenal game. So if I can find a way to go to England, I would love to do like a 4-day. Like I just
It
like
could have happened if the fucking queen didn't die.
That's what I was saying.
I know for real though.
Weak ass inbred.
You're not wrong.
It's true though. Yeah, I feel like those are the kind of the out of country spots. In the States, Texas would be cool. Georgia would be cool. I like to try some places I haven't been.
Mm-hmm.
A little bit. if I can make my way up to Seattle, that'd be dope.
I was about to say, have you been to the PNW before?
Yeah, I love Pacific
Never
Northwest.
been.
I'd like to
Seattle.
go back.
Yeah, I like Portland, Seattle, Vancouver. Like, I fucking
My cousin lived up there forever. I
Vancouver,
never
cheap,
went up there.
cheap sushi, really good.
yeah, I love
Fire.
Mhm.
Fire.
I love all those cities all the way through. But yeah, no, it'd be cool to try some spots I haven't been. I've never been to New England. Like,
Yeah, like get some chowder.
so- you know, I mean, like I just kind of want
chowder.
to. I want to see
Lobster roll?
the intensity of a Bostonian,
Bostonian?
like, in front of me, and I'm like,
Just
are
see him
y'all
drunk in the pub?
I just want to see if they're really like always just like fucking
Matt Damon.
yeah, for real.
Well, like,
Is it always the town? Are you guys always the
Ben
town?
Affleck? Is
Yeah.
it always?
But yeah, that's kind of how I'm feeling. Yeah. New music. What are you waiting for? I mean, I already know. I know my answer, but go ahead and say it.
Yay! Yay and Ty. I'm waiting.
Yeah. Do you think it's going to January 12th? That's the date?
My sister's birthday. Shout out.
Nice. Nice.
I don't know if it's gonna come, but Ye got or Ty Dolla $ign got a Ye Ty Dolla $ign tattoo. So I feel like it's gonna come out.
Wow. You feel like that's kind of culty? Like, Ye didn't get a tie tattoo. Like, you feel like people kind of like sign up for the Church of Ye?
Not in this sense because it's a Y and then a money sign.
Okay.
And
oh, so it's like just because their album. It's their album.
It's their album cover.
Got you.
It's-
Okay.
Yeah. So
Okay.
and I mean, I would rock that. I would get a Y and a T if I did an album with Ye. He's like one of my greatest.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Fuck it.
All right.
It's just a tattoo. Get it taken off if he says something too crazy.
Yeah, sure, you would get it taken off.
I feel like you just black it over it. You wouldn't
No,
take
he
it
would
off.
never even do that.
I feel like you'd
Let's
be
get
like,
this- let's be
you turn
real.
it
He's not
into
gonna-
like a
I would just like probably put makeup on and be like, you don't know what's going on right now. It's a
much
time-
less of like what
It's
he
a time
what,
of concealing.
It's
like
different.
unless he does something like extremely worse. Like I don't. If you got a tattoo, yeah, you wouldn't.
Nah, I'd be
do it.
proud. Yeah.
You got any albums that you're waiting for?
I have no idea, but I would love for another Vince Staples album.
Okay.
Just see what he does. He's always like he always entertains me. I think he's like one of my favorite artists. I think.
I could see him dropping.
And I don't like. I think he's a great. I think he's such an interesting person.
You think he's
but like
better? You think his star power is bigger than his music?
I feel like I almost think he's larger than life because like
That's what
I
I'm
don't
saying. Do you
I
think
don't
he's-
know I don't read into him. Like I know stuff about him and like I know his persona, but like I don't like read too deep into him. Like because I feel like even he like warns against that type of like with he's just like a troll and I like
He is.
I enjoy his
He's
trolling.
hella smart. He's a super troll. He's for the black.
He
and,
is.
and you know,
And he also makes money on them white kids.
yeah, he's
I love
smart.
it.
Like
And like
you know-
he's honest about that stuff. He's
Very
like that was
honest.
for a bag. Like I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
Like you know.
Oh, I had to ask you. Oh, she finished this. I remembered.
No, go ahead.
Go on. Oh, did you guys hear about that Tariq Nasheed on Joe Budden?
Mm-mm.
He was saying that it was a big deal in the urban space because he said that Eminem could never be considered a goat of hip hop because he's white.
It doesn't actually like move me anyway, I suppose.
I mean, like, yeah,
I
like,
feel like that's a very niche, I guess. I mean, that's people
Well,
who,
his rationality made sense the way he framed it. He's like, you can't go to Palestine as an American and be the best anything they do.
But it's like.
But could you?
But because it's like
But
so
different.
subjective, like is
Not
like
really.
saying
Yeah,
anyone
it
is a
is.
goat. Like even saying
Not necessarily.
LeBron
it's
is
in
a
the same
goat. Like
country.
mostly that's accepted, but people would say not. Like still, like it doesn't matter.
Hip-hop-
It doesn't matter if people are a goat or anything anymore.
No, like a better one would be like.
I mean, hip
no,
hop
I
was
get what
born
you're-
in the States.
I get that, but he's saying that it's like a black. It came from like a specific culture. A better argument would be
I don't hate on-
basketball.
I don't-
because
I don't
white
hate on
people
that.
Invented basketball.
Yeah, but I don't hate on that because, like, by all means, like, black culture, like, you should like claim what's yours and be able to claim it. You know, I mean, like, I get that. Like,
That's where he's
it's,
coming-
It's like
yeah.
it's ours, we own it, kind of thing. That's why I think it's a niche. Like,
No, it
you know,
is
for
and
people. If you
that's why I said
believe
the way
that,
he
then yeah, for
frames
sure.
it makes sense because it's like I couldn't go to England and be the best English at anything. I'm
But,
not
like-
English.
But you're not going to a different country. But you're changing countries.
But rock and roll is
you gotta
is
stay
black-
inside this
is-
country.
why though?
Well, I mean, like, in that sense, if you're black from
That's why I said basketball would be a good example.
No, but you're saying going to a different country. Couldn't any black person from in a different country be a rapper? And wouldn't they be then?
Yeah, because he's saying they're black.
Yeah, so that means it's not different. It doesn't matter if it's from a different country. It's a matter of the color of your skin, not because you're from a different country.
Well, I was just saying countries because it's like that's what I was like equating. Like,
But I mean, if you want to say that, it's like rock and roll is black creation.
yeah, he would
Country
say that
music
too.
is born from black.
He would say
black
that
artists
too.
and stuff.
But that's why I
it's like-
said if you were going to debate that, you would say basketball. This is invented by white Canadians, but right now,
Yeah,
it's looked at as
a black sport.
that's what I would say
Yeah.
would be a good.
Wouldn't you say that about football?
I don't know who invented football.
No, but wouldn't you say
You mean
it's a
American
black
football?
sport? American football.
Oh,
Wouldn't you still say
There's
it's
some
more?
good white folks in there.
I know there's some
Christian
good white
McCaffrey.
folks, but like, isn't it still the majority?
I would say it's not as basketball is because in football, not until recently, the highest paid position and the most accolade, and they're all white.
quarterback. Yeah.
So
Yeah,
I
yeah.
can't necessarily say that.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
that's true. Fair.
But basketball, it's been
Yeah.
like kind of the biggest names after Larry Bird have been all.
Yeah, I
black
was gonna say
people.
Larry
Yeah.
Bird's like the last
Think,
one. It's like,
up until
Yeah.
Larry, it was mad white people. After Larry,
There's like one.
darn that integration.
Yeah.
no, but that's what I'm saying. Like, no, he's crazy on how he talks. But I was like, I just like the debate because he brought it up to the Joe Budden podcast, and I mean, Joe is very inclusive. He's very, I guess, Black Power too, but inclusive, and he has co-hosts that.
Well,
like
he
Ice.
likes to stir the pot.
Yeah, he
like
likes
he
to-
knows what's like.
Well, he specifically likes to have Umar on there because one of
Unless-
his close co-hosts, he's black, but his like girlfriend is white. So
Unless
he's,
they're
like,
younger, then
yeah,
Joe
they
Budden
like
just
to-
doesn't like
like
age
that.
inclusivity.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
all.
he is-
Unless they're, younger, not older. Yeah.
Yeah, but no,
Younger
it was a big old thing. I don't know. I think Eminem even responded to something he said. I didn't read his response.
It's probably like he's like, that's cool.
Whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, he like Eminem's
Would you
Eminem. He
care?
doesn't give a shit.
That, I mean, like, bro, like you're a multi-diamond album. Like, what the fuck? Is somebody who says that you're not successful or whatever.
And like, yeah,
I feel like-
he
would you
plays to
care?
he plays to the majority, but he's like, I feel like Eminem
I don't
doesn't give
know.
a shit
That's
either.
like,
Like, right?
I mean, it's kind of a hit. I guess it's a slap because you don't want to hit that, but like at the same time, you're like,
Exactly.
like, bro, you don't make money. Like
I would.
me.
I want him to. No, see, that's the thing though. And he kind of talked about that too. Is like I would want him to care because he's made all his money off of the
Black
hip hop culture.
Mhm.
Necessarily not saying it only black people. A lot of white fans, mainly probably more white fans of Eminem. But I'm saying the money where he made. The area where he made his money is off of a black thing. So I would hope maybe he got a little something. It would make him feel something because
Like
on the other hand, it would
validation,
make
you
me
mean?
feel like he's a culture vulture. Like a lot of people in
But
that space that seem like they just come in, make money, get out, and say that's just like a phase in their life, or it was a fad, or it's very
Except
immature.
for he didn't leave.
But yeah,
though.
but if
Yeah.
unless
No,
they're-
I'm just saying.
Well, don't you think that in that sense, so following that same statement, shouldn't Dr. Dre then be held up to the fire because he made his comeback was basically on the back of Eminem,
and 50 Cent was
like
help.
and-
his-
But no, his thing is just.
Yeah.
I think Umar was just saying Eminem
Just
couldn't be looked
on
at
its
as-
own.
yeah,
as
no,
a
I
grade.
get that.
That has
You
nothing
can't-
to do with anyone else. That's
No, but
not
I'm just
taken away
saying,
from
like-
his skill. He
No, no,
just
no.
shouldn't be looked at as one of the best in a black sport. Let's say
I mean,
that's
that-
what
that-
he's saying.
That seems like to me, and like I'm not like I don't have a to me that sounds like who said that?
Dr. Umar. He's very black national.
So it sounds like Yeah, so he's asking for segregation. Like he wants
he would.
separation.
You know
Like,
what?
he
Yeah,
want-
you know
he
what
wants
Dr. Umar.
separation.
It's Dr.
I don't
Umar.
think he knows about Dr. Umar.
Oh.
Though.
I mean, no.
Yeah,
probably.
that's what I'm. Yeah, Josh.
Yeah, I know, but it's like it's like because it's subjective. It's like
It
you
is
can never
very
say. So it's like
subjective,
yeah, and like he's just as right as like he isn't right. You know,
That's why he says this because that's exactly it. He
and
has
that's how
as
people
much
put
of-
it. He knows he's not going to cause damage of a stir, but it'll make some
Exactly,
headlines.
to make
and
some
whatever.
headlines
And
because it's
like,
not
whatever.
that crazy, but the way he poses it, it's
It could be like it just
Yeah,
what it depends on what headline
just
just talks
depends
about
on
it.
what
So it's like
headline.
whatever.
Bro, this guy already is a loss to me.
Dr. Umar.
Yeah.
but he's like and
You were born Jermaine Shoemake. You
Yep.
changed your name to
Yep.
Umar Johnson Abdul
Yep.
Muhammad.
Yep.
Like you didn't change yourself, bro. You're just trying to hide.
I mean, like I'm not gonna like tear down any of his accolades or
because
whatever.
he has done some stuff that
Because it's like, but I think he's at a point where he's accomplished enough his career. He could say whatever, and
Nah.
it's like most of his stuff is not. or not most of his. I'm not gonna say that because like I don't know all of his stuff, but it's
Some
like,
of the stuff
he's just
seems
saying
li-
hot.
yeah.
He's spitting hot fire. He's
Anybody who
dialing.
like anybody who like lives in the world of being able to change themselves and to live like fluid in the world of who they can be, and then tell somebody else they can't be that. Like, bro, you would joke.
I think he has a school though, so I give him
That's
that.
cool.
He got a school.
LeBron got a school.
I
Kanye
mean-
had a school.
Give him something. Like,
Yeah, he's a psychologist, a social psychologist, motivational speaker.
He's probably a life coach too. You know?
probably.
That's what that sounds like.
I think he's got 4 wives. Like he be doing the whole like,
Yeah, he really down for the black.
bruh. Like
Boys.
he is like, and like some of the stuff he says, okay, I get it, but then it's just like, bruh.
Yeah, like I mean, I can't be like whatever you believe in, like that's cool, but like,
Bruh.
Is it though?
no, like
Bruh.
some of the stuff is like that's cool, but I'm like I know where you're coming from.
That's
like you
I
know
don't have
his
no problem with him preaching that anybody should have passion for the people that look like them. But
I believe
I
he-
also think that we should fucking
he's
get
like
together.
it's almost like he's not preaching hate, but he's preaching exclusion, which could be like cross.
it's the same
it
thing
cross
like a
line.
Farrakhan. It's right there.
Farrakhan,
I don't know.
but not.
I like some shit
That's why
Farrakhan says though.
That's
you know?
why I
Like-
said, but not.
That's what
exactly
we're
what-
saying.
yeah.
Like he's crazy, but then it's just like,
Homie-
I get where he's coming from.
But it's weird because it's like stuff like say like Huey Newton,
Yeah.
Fred
Black
Hampton,
Panthers,
like
yeah.
they were
radical.
like radical, but like what they
Not.
were saying was not exclusionary. Like
no,
what I would say
they
Umar
were down
or
with
Farrakhan was
everyone.
Like, yeah,
Like
they were like
not,
they were like the OG socialists of like gay rights, women's rights, like everything. Like they were
they were the first neighborhood watch.
because they were so radical of their time.
This dude is real, like a right wing black, like.
But he's not right wing though. Like he's his own thing.
He's a different kind of conservative in his own way.
I've never heard Pan Africanist.
It's
Oh,
like the
that's like
original. That's the
That's Marcus Garvey's
Yeah.
Pan Africanism.
Yep.
Like, I mean, kind of because he was like,
okay.
you know? No, like he's definitely learned in what he's talking about.
Oh, it sounds like it.
but he's just like saying hot topics because.
But he also sounds
Yes.
like
Yes.
stirring the
Yeah,
pot
yeah,
because
yeah.
it's like it makes he's like a
you gotta
media
think about it.
personality now.
He's
I mean, I'm
maybe
sure he
early
didn't-
40s. He's not like too old, so he
He's
does.
almost 50.
Okay, he's almost 50, but he's not too. Like he grew up in the hip hop generation. He knows.
He's African Bambata.
Yeah.
Facts. He knows what to say and what not to say.
Yeah, he's like- I
especially
mean-
with all the schooling he's acquired.
if you look at him now, like if you're younger, you'd be like, yeah, I get it, but he's like a little washed, you know.
Exactly.
And like that's what you say about
Exactly.
anybody. So it's like, yeah,
Yeah.
school of washed.
Yeah,
I mean, we're getting into. I'm about to be the class of 2024 school of washed. So it's like I can't say
no,
shit.
but yeah, it was just
Whatever.
crazy because obviously it's a hot take. Like you say something like that, it's gonna make headlines.
Oh, but yeah, what?
I
what
mean, I
music are
know,
you
I know he didn't write his Wikipedia, but I'm finding it very entertaining right now. Yo, I mean, it kept me up, dude. Right here, Joe Budden's podcast. It tells no non-African can ever be the best of anything African. It's an insult to the ancestors.
Well, but it's like because like African,
But
like
ancestors, bro, your
whatever.
That's
ancestors.
why I said
Come
he
on,
goes
bro.
too far. But like,
It's an insult to your ancestors. The rap wasn't a like. Come on, bro.
and that's where
Like,
he
come
loses me. But
He's just entertaining. I don't
It's
like
entertainment,
anything
yeah,
that's, like,
he's-
inflammatory.
he's
Like
a-
I think sometimes he tries to be inflammatory,
Definitely,
but he's like
definitely.
it's not.
because he
It's
be
just-
using language that he knows, like calling like white women snow bunnies and like he.
Well, he was denouncing the new Spider-Man movie because
Yeah,
it's like
because-
Miles has an interest in the in
the
Gwen,
white-
so he's like I can't watch this movie.
Yeah,
'cause
he's
I don't
really
support that.
against black dudes with white women.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh
he
no,
is
he's
very
like
against
fully
it.
against
Yeah.
that. Like he's fully against that.
He's
But
against
it's like you almost
interracial
be like
marriage. Shit,
you
that's
can't
crazy.
like you can't be like with anybody too light skinned because it's like. But we were talking about I don't know if we was because it's like dude like you were saying Africa has the hugest diaspora because it's like
of complexion. You
I
can
mean
go from.
I think that
The
kind of spreads to
diaspora.
the Middle East in that like
yeah.
people's skin color doesn't matter. It's like it's all like
Gene.
it's all colorism, which kind of like he's playing into colorism and
he
stuff. so-
wild. He married two women on Instagram Live.
He's
Bro,
very
I'm
wild.
telling you, and the wedding was hilarious. It was like so low budget.
Oh, it was super.
He
It was
claimed-
like filmed with like handy cams.
He
And
claimed to
like-
be Frederick Douglass's direct descendant,
Bro,
but like
he's-
with no.
He's like, yeah, no, he. That's what I'm saying.
I mean,
But
good
he's
for him. He's
entertaining,
into
yeah.
it. He knows who he's trying to sell to.
Like, he's not going
He's
on
a-
like real. He's going on the Breakfast Club.
Yeah,
with
he's
Joe
a
Budden.
regular, somewhat
Yeah.
regular guest on the Breakfast Club because
yeah.
that's not like.
You
He
ever
is, like him
Yeah.
and Charlamagne, they cool. Him
have
and
you
Joe
ever
Budden,
wanted
they
to visit Philly?
cool. Philly? I have a
yeah.
lot of family in Philly.
Yeah, I
do?
wanted to visit
Yeah.
Philly, yeah.
All my mom's.
I think it'd be
cousins
cool to
live in Philly.
visit Philly. I don't know.
She just says it's
nothing.
dirty. My mom's like, it's
I feel
dirty.
like it's
Bro,
wild.
I live in LA. Like, what is dirty to
That's
you?
what I say. I'm like, what's dirtier than California, mom?
I don't know though because I feel like California's 10.
No,
on
she be saying like
everything.
there's
I
rats
feel
running. Like she's like, there's rats running on the
well,
street.
last
Like-
time there's rats
Yeah.
right out here on that trash.
right.
bin.
I've been New York. Like, there's actually less rats I've seen in New York than I've seen out here. So it's like,
Yeah,
No, you're right.
to
You're absolutely
answer your
right.
question,
what music?
J. Cole's drop off. It's supposed to come out 2024.
Can I have some?
Also waiting for anything Yachty puts out because I feel like he's
Definitely.
on a good resurgence.
Oh
right
yeah,
now.
Spillage Village.
JID.
Oh,
He's
JID
up for-
Metro. That's coming out.
Oh, that'll be good.
Yeah, JID
Metro's
Metro.
been on a
I'm
run.
pretty stoked for the JID
Metro's
Metro.
been on a run, and I like what he does.
Yeah.
where he's kind of retained some ownership, puts out projects of his own, does small
Yeah,
stuff here and there, but
He's like moves in silence, like
Bro.
like a real G, like lasagna.
he does.
You know?
You don't really hear too much about him. You may hear his tag every once on huge songs. That's about it.
Yeah, I like. Yeah, I forgot, but like Earth Gang, like that whole like Dreamville.
Dreamville Black's
like-
part
yeah.
of Earth Gang, like I mean Spillage Village. I'm sorry,
Spillage Village, yeah, Black Spice Village.
I don't know
Earth
what's up
Gang's
with like
in there,
Black though. Like, what's he?
Who?
Black.
I think he's
Six
working on
Lack?
some shit. Yeah,
He
I
put
think
his album
put-
out. He put an album out this year, which was good, but like,
It didn't hit. That's what it was. It was
Yeah.
recent too. It was like
Yeah.
2 or 3 months ago.
Did you listen to K Tremine?
Yeah,
I did.
I thought it was
didn't hit
good.
me right.
that,
I thought it was-
that was a grower for me, not a shower. It grew.
Well, because like they also released the instrumentals.
Yeah,
which
yeah,
I
was
like
yeah.
very
his, I
chill.
like the instrumental version better.
Which is like I don't think it was trying to be anything like more than it was. Like, and I thought it was great for what it was.
he does the same thing. K Tronada is
Yeah,
like a Metro thing.
he's putting an album out with somebody
Mhm.
soon.
Yeah, he's doing
actually.
the same thing. He's like,
KK.
Yeah, Kate. Yeah,
I think it was
Kate
with the female.
Yeah, I think so too. I
Yeah,
think
it's a
you're
whole
right.
thing with the female. But no, I like that when producers know their worth and they're just like, I'm going to put out my own project.
I'd like to see if Georgia Smith does anything big. Georgia Smith is like she's always this like low burn
She's
type of thing.
just
Like,
like,
she's like
Lana Del Rey
she
to
doesn't
me,
want to
like-
like, but she doesn't want to do anything like.
Good.
She's great,
She's
but she
great.
doesn't. But she doesn't do huge projects.
That's what I'm
I think
saying.
she's like
It's all
she's not trying to
mediocre
be.
shit, yeah.
It's not mediocre. It's like in terms of impact. Like I don't think she's like trying to do these big like headline like big collab things. Like she's definitely up. That's like her skills. She's definitely up there. But like
she's,
she doesn't try.
Her
she's,
name
like,
is bigger than her talent.
She's a crooner. I think she's super talented.
I'm
but
not saying she's not talented, but I think that like her
I feel like her name is not that well known.
You don't think so?
Who?
Georgia Smith.
I don't think it's well known.
But I think it's more well known than her music is.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
I know she ain't big. Like
No, she's not big.
Yeah, she's not big. But I feel like people know the name because Drake fucked with her.
There's some
Did he?
there's some wild albums.
Not like that. I think they did some music or something like type shit.
There's some wild things set up that I didn't even know about. Like, I mean, nothing that I'm like, oh wow, super, shocked on. But J Lo is gonna drop an album.
Yeah, you could miss
It's
me
like
with
gonna
that.
be-
Chromeo.
You could
Ooh.
miss me with that.
Yeah,
Well,
no,
like,
but I'm just saying,
they
like
put out
the-
one in a
the
while,
Chief
right?
Keef.
You miss me with that. Even though that's going to be a big thing because he hasn't put out music in a while.
Sosa.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Cuddy.
You miss me with that.
You
Yeah.
miss him at the best of times.
I
I just
Benny
don't.
the Butcher.
That's
Oh.
whatever.
It's
I like
that's
Benny Blanco
100%
more
of
than Benny the
whatever,
Butcher.
bro.
Benny Blanco's a G.
He's a G
He's-
and a half. I think, like, as much as he is very
Tyler.
visible in social things, like, I think
That's
he's
my
like,
girl, dude.
Tyler.
Make me
Oh, yeah, you
sweat.
are.
Dragon Force is coming back. That's funny. Lenny Kravitz. We got.
Where are these people coming from the woodwork out of, dude?
well, they're like, I guess Lenny Kravitz is not
They're
really
all
gone.
still
Like,
around,
He's
though.
still a very attractive
know?
older man now, you know?
You're right. What's his name? His ex-wife. She's kind of losing it.
Lisa Bonet.
Yeah.
So-
she's kind of getting rough around the edges.
Unscheduled for this year. You got Ariana Grande,
My girl.
Cardi B,
I'll listen to,
My
I'll
girl.
listen to Ariana Grande for sure.
listen to both of those.
Chance the Rapper.
I don't know. I fell off a chain.
You got
Like, I like gospel music on its own,
But-
when then rappers try and get gospel, like, that's where, like, Kanye
Just
lost
let
me. That's
Kanye
where
do
Chance
that.
lost me.
Just let
Like,
Kanye do it.
you don't like
He did the
John
best.
Legend?
I haven't liked John Legend since I'm ready to go right now.
That wasn't even gospel, you know.
You got a Coldplay album coming out.
Oh, Jesus.
Dua Lipa.
Ooh, I'll listen to Dua Lipa.
I'll listen to Dua for sure.
J Balvin, Ed Sheeran
You can
album.
listen to that.
Wait,
Wait,
what? Yeah, a double?
They're gonna be together. J Balvin, Ed Sheeran album. Yeah.
Ed's a good writer, though.
Yeah.
Oh, undoubtedly.
Yeah.
Justice.
Ooh.
The last thing they put out missed me, though. That
Which
little
one?
I don't
EP.
care. It means they're gonna play live, and that shit's
Wait, which
always
what
fire.
was their last album?
It
The
was
one
an EP
that
they put out, like, were we in Europe when that came out?
Oh, was it?
That's
No,
what-
I don't think we really.
Yeah, it was
Oh, I didn't
recently,
listen
within
to
a
it.
year,
I didn't
year
listen
and a
to it.
half. Yeah, it was
Well,
like
before
6
that
songs.
was like history or whatever.
a long
Like,
time ago.
You
Yeah,
got some Katy Perry coming out. Some
Katy
Luda.
Perry,
Some
Halle Berry.
Miguel. Nero.
I know how you feel
Yo, I fuck with Nero.
Wait,
So,
who were we just talking about? Justice.
Yeah.
I know he don't fuck with Miguel. I like Miguel.
Not since he fucking started piercing his back and floating over the crowds.
You
I
not
don't
down
know.
for that, bro?
Not
If
from a
Kanye did it,
musical
you'd be down
artist.
for it, but he's too heavy.
Yeah, he's
He's got a little belly, so he couldn't do it.
The little belly. Yeah, they put out.
You know he's happy.
Okay, so it wasn't like they put out an anniversary edition of. I
I
guess
don't. Was it?
Plus, yeah, it had all. It
had new music?
Yeah,
Mm,
new songs.
got you. Did you have any favorite stories of 2023?
Like news stories or just stories in general?
Things that
Any-
came up? Anything?
Kanye City.
Kanye City. No, not really. I don't get entertained with what's going on in the world.
You weren't entertained
You
by the
weren't-
Titan
The
sub?
ecosystem.
I mean, it's what's it? It's temporary joy. It's not lasting.
yeah, billionaires dying.
The
That's.
Titan sub gave you temporary joy. That's fucking great.
I mean, the internet went
Yeah.
off on that.
It's temporary.
I feel like you got heated to the SAG strike.
Yeah, we
'cause
did
they
have we
crying.
did have some.
They
we did-
crying and want more money. Like we all want more money. Do
You
more.
laugh when 6ix9ine got jumped.
It was funny.
Well, yeah, that's everybody can have a good laugh on that.
Yeah, rats need to get jumped.
Do you feel like so the majority of things last for a week, right? Like
Max.
Ballad
That's-
Montgomery.
That's tough.
That
7
really like
days,
took off. Like I mean,
7
then it,
days in
For that
today's
hot-
society is like a year and a half, bro.
Let me ask you a question. No, I'm not gonna do that. That's wrong.
Ask me.
Nope. No.
dare you?
Do you know who Tremaine Emory is?
Yep. Creative director that stepped down.
Yeah.
Denim tears.
So amongst those things, you also had people who did step up. You had F1 Puma with
What do you mean step up?
like move
Oh,
into
you-
like
Oh, step into a higher realm.
higher or to a role they didn't have.
Hey, he stepped up.
I mean, ASAP didn't.
He's not really doing anything. That's almost like I mean, unless we see something fire, like it's still like a it's
A
like
name,
a
it's
it's like an
marketing.
honorary role. Like yeah, that's cool, but like
Honorary doctorate.
I like how the Peruvian alien story just died. Like no, it was like it
happened.
was so hardcore for like that week. Like, we got aliens and Peruvian alien in Mexico.
well, I
cake.
will say that's like tied into like that is like a little bit of a if you want to say psyop in that like there's so much big news that like the really big news gets pushed under by like little like social media celebrity shit. Like I think that's true. That's like by design, but it's like
You can't remember
what can
nothing
he,
'cause they're exposing us to so
what
much
can he
shit.
do? Like
Do you have a person of the year? We asked this kind of like before, but I'm just curious.
Person of the year, yeah, me. I think I did a great. No, I'm just kidding.
Damn, that's what I was gonna say. I mean, not you,
person
me.
of the year. See, 'cause you're selfish.
No, I
but I'm
believe in
just
myself.
honest.
You're selfish, but I'm honest.
Person
Or
of the year,
different.
nah. I think that we're all just good people.
I thought you'd say Ye or Travis.
We're all about the same. We're all good people.
You got a person of the year, or do you have thing of the year? I have a thing of the year.
Thing of the year. I will say.
Streaming.
Oh, I was gonna say like people actually gave a shit about Palestine. It sucks that it took like this much death and suffering for people to like actually take heed of an issue that's been going on for decades. But it's not any sort of joy that comes from it. But like I am encouraged by the awareness that people have.
You see hope for humanity.
No, but like for this issue, like I don't see hope for humanity because like, you know, we're caught in this cycle of like 24/7 news cycle. Like, but I am encouraged by that on its own.
Yeah.
What about you, Shawnee?
I think for me this year, Chat GPT and AI were the thing of the year. I feel like the amount of things that popped out and that you can do now, and I feel like that changed the most in the world that we don't really realize it.
I actually did write a blog post for my work, and I could not get this last sentence of this whole entry, and I was like, and then mom was like, "Hey, put it in there," and she's like, "Finish this last sentence," and I used it. It was great,
right?
Because I was like, I
can't.
Don't know how to finish the sentence. No,
fuck that.
You think that's all me?
No, I'm not saying it's not,
but it wasn't. I'm kidding. Yeah, I think chat. I think AI was,
generative AI.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. That, and I mean Taylor Swift, bro. I'm not even about her or anything like that, but in terms, what upsets me the most about it is that, like,
I'm upset.
Yeah, like it's wild to me that like that many people care about
one person,
but like one person that's like
mediocre.
Not even like, I don't want to say I'm sure she does good and all that kind of stuff, but I'm like, it's weird to me that
any one person.
Yeah, any one person.
It is funny because she's almost like a religious
weird.
cult figure, like
100%.
more so than like the Pope. I think almost like she can make more of an impact on the economy than the Pope.
She became a billionaire in 1 year. Like she exponentially shot herself through the roof this year in terms of finances, because
that's just where we are as a people.
Well, it's just like, it's wild to me because I just want to know where that money comes from.
What a spectrum.
Comes from us.
No, but like, yeah. Well, I mean, I know that, but like for instance, the football thing, like that's crazy to me. Like people just are watching games just to see her. Like that's like, what the hell? That's weird.
I mean, I feel like that was that's definitely like, they're like, he's dating, like, and then
that's
like
weird.
the whole team gets involved in that, like making merch.
Mm-hmm.
That's not even like third party people on the internet making merch and stuff. Like it is pretty crazy. That's a good pick.
Yeah,
it's a good pick.
Fuck Taylor Swift.
Much to Trey's chagrin.
But yeah, you know what? I'm just hoping that 2024 is
one giant resolution.
I would like to see all three of us.
What's the pixelation?
Here's what I want for 2024. I want myself and my closest friends to feel honest and open and safe enough to hold each other accountable for the things that we want to do to create our best future.
Well, that leaves me out then. He's that closest.
Yeah, it does. You're out. You don't get the EST. You're just close.
I want just like a close up on that.
You're just close friend, not closest.
That's what I want.
Close friends. I just got the green.
Yeah.
On IG.
Use the green circle. It's always weird when people post that. I'm like, why am I your close friend?
Well, it's just pretty much what I don't want my work people to see.
I just block my work people. They never see anything.
Why are you even friends with them then?
I'm not. They follow me.
I work with them.
I block y'all.
I like my coworkers, but I just don't want them to see all my things.
Yeah, I don't mind them. I don't like. Not my
Yours
buds.
don't count. You work with like some old ass white dudes.
Yeah, you just work with a bunch of old dudes, don't you?
Yep.
Okay. They're not Instagramming you.
They were like,
no.
Trey is like left wing compared to them.
Yes,
he's like a radical progressive compared to those guys.
Am. They're like, you're so progressive.
You're pretty much a communist to them.
Yeah, I know.
No, but for real.
Women's rights.
What is this?
A colored man fighting for women's rights. Now I heard everything.
Well, then there's like some things I say, and they're just like,
he likes guns.
You want something young?
Yeah, no, guns and
likes guns.
fast shit. They're like, okay,
I want to buy a gun this year, maybe.
Yeah,
let's do it. Let's go to the range.
I'm gonna get my Glock.
You gonna get a Glock?
R.I.P.
Yeah,
R.I.P.
Adolf Glock.
I'm gonna start with
Glockenspiel.
Oh, you're gonna start, so that means you're gonna get some other shit.
Yeah.
I think, for leave the world behind. I think everybody needs a pistol and a shotgun.
I remember when I was saying that for years and years, and everyone would look at me like I'm crazy.
I never did that. I just was lazy. I even told Jay that. Jay was like, I was like, Jay, I'm gonna have to ask you the question I've asked you for the past 4 years, but don't even worry about it. I'm like, Glock 17 is still the way to be? He's like, yeah, Glock 17.
I remember there was a time you were like, people don't need guns.
I mean,
they don't need. We don't need them.
We don't need them,
but they're here.
Yeah.
To stay.
Yeah. I like.
So with that said,
I mean,
might as well have one.
I guess when you
You say it like that.
the reality is movies plant these ideas in your head that you can't get out, and then all of a sudden you're like, wait, what if all of the electronics go down?
Stock up. On
And what if Kevin Bacon?
Right.
What if Kevin Bacon's not
Isn't
giving
my friend?
Yeah, what if he all of a sudden isn't cool with me?
That would be the kicker, though. Like your homie,
That's
your
the
neighbor.
thing.
That's like your neighbor. You guys ride or die, but you're just neighbors. But ride or die neighbors. And then some shit goes sour, and you try to hit him up, and he's just like,
You're gonna have to get off my property.
that was different times, man.
I'm like, whoa.
That's why handgun, peacekeeper, and then a rifle.
See, he's joining the Peacekeepers. He's
get
pretty
a
much a
50
Proud
cal?
Boy right now.
Revolver,
Oh no, not a 3. I
a
mean,
Desert Eagle.
that's a hole puncher right there.
Okay, so a
357,
DE,
44?
Yeah, so a DE maybe. But the thing is, I want to be able to have a gun that also somebody who is around me can be able to use it without like
44.
fucking up.
22.
That's exactly it.
Oh, have you seen like those the 22s that are converted into like
Assaults.
Well, like or even like they have like 45s that are
Yeah.
like put into
Yeah.
carbine like versions. Like
They have dope 22s, dude. That like look tactical.
I mean, against a non-armored individual, like
ain't
22s
doing-
is
yeah.
probably the best.
oh yeah,
choice.
because it's gonna shoot
No
it straight.
no
Yeah.
recoil. You got all the
Nothing.
usable range you got.
Recoil is small.
Everything else, like
small
fucking.
rounds.
Bro, there's like
rounds
almost-
are plentiful.
There's almost no recoil on 22.
Nah,
No.
Probably even on a
it's like a pea shooter.
handgun. It's like
yeah, you could shoot someone and be afraid that they may not
Get
die.
back up.
Yeah, they get hurt.
But that's also
They
why you
may
have
not die,
multiple
so-
rounds in that shit.
Yeah, you hit them a couple times, but it's not like a Glock. You hit someone one time.
but the
in right spot.
22s like tumble once you're
Exactly.
in 'em.
Once it goes into
it
something,
rips.
Because it's so small, it kind of ricochets all over the place. Like it can bounce off of bones type shit.
Well, on that note, you guys got any end of the year shout outs? Anything?
I gotta give one shout out, homegirl Nicole. She says I never shout her out.
Dang, shout out.
Nicole. You going to that rave tonight?
Don't know.
Going to a rave.
Probably not. That was like 30%.
Oh, it
I
was
haven't been
30.
to a rave in a minute,
It was
dude.
35 earlier. Now it's 30. What's going
Whoa,
on?
It's going down.
33.
Oh, it's going down still.
That was the right
33 and a
Down,
third.
down,
Yeah, that
down,
was the
down.
right percent. So the first time I rounded up was 35, and the second time I rounded down to 30.
Got you. Yeah, just be good people. I don't know. I got nothing for you.
Down, down, down.
You got anything?
Shout out Neil. Shout out Phil.
Shout out Neil. Shout out Phil. Hope feel better.
Yeah, feel
No
better.
pun intended.
Feel better.
Phil.
Shout out Nufo.
Shout out Nufo.
Shoot
shout
twins.
Out, shout out Leah. Shout out.
You guys are like the true Dan DeVito on our Swartz.
Yeah,
What?
except for like I'm the tall, skinny Arnold, and he's the muscular.
Someone needs to
Danny.
redo that.
I don't
Twins.
think anybody needs to do that.
But like,
It could be funny,
it like
but you
Kevin
know what
Hart
though?
and The Rock.
If they were, no, that's why it'd be shitty.
Charlie Day and John Cena.
I like John.
That'd be
Cena.
kind of funny.
pretty
That'd be kind of funny.
They're
That'd
both
be
funny
actually-
guys.
They're
Yeah.
both funny guys.
I could see
John
that.
Cena's
You
funny.
remember when John Cena was rapping in WWF?
Yep,
Mm.
with his sideways hat
And it's like
and his shorts,
jeans.
jean shorts, sagging. Oh, bro,
With his knee pads.
good for him.
We've come a long
He's
way.
I
come a
like
long
John
way.
Cena.
I don't mind him. He's cool.
He's
Yeah,
all right.
nothing's come out yet.
He's not racist. Probably.
Yet.
We'll see.
Sean just waiting though. He's like, I'm waiting to turn on him.
Wait for 2024.
No, honestly, the one that would be like the most
would hurt your heart?
destructive.
Yeah, who would
No,
hurt
not
your
my
heart?
heart, but the one that would be most destructive to people, I think, would be the Rock. People would be like,
Like The Rock touched
yeah,
someone.
like no. Or actually, no. The worst to
Would-
people would be
Ted
Keanu
Cruz.
Reeves.
Oh, but yeah, you know he's incapable of that.
No,
Like,
Keanu Reeves
He
don't
doesn't
do
even touch people when he takes pictures. He just like hovers.
He doesn't even know who he is. Maybe he's had like dementia for like all this time, but we just don't know it. He's like, I know kung fu. Like, oh, he actually
He was a question.
yeah, he literally
I know
forgot.
Kung Fu?
Wait a second.
I mean, Constantine. They need to remake.
Great
They need
movie.
to do a sequel to that for sure.
I did watch the fourth of John Wick like a couple
good?
weeks ago.
I heard it's good.
It is really good, but I think he talks like 17 times.
That's
It's-
it.
Yeah.
It's
He
all action?
Barely, dude.
You don't
it's-
need it,
it's
though.
nonstop.
Do you need it?
It's-
Do you need any
No,
words?
no, it was good.
Maybe except for you
It's
shot
good.
me.
And you know, it's a good ending.
He took my dog.
They took my dog.
They're taking our
All right, y'all.
dogs.
Well, I'm just gonna say I hope everyone has a very successful and flourishing New Year.
And blessed.
Be blessed.
Bountiful and pleasant.
Most importantly, watch our shit and send it to all your friends and hit the likes and the subscribes and the comments.
Smash that like and subscribe button, guy.
And also, y'all better be ready for what's to come.
What's coming? Besides Trey. Trey's coming all the time.
That sounds messy.
Mm.
And also
You
like
tell me.
dehydrating.
Keep it ShamWow.
Okay.
Sucks up everything.
All right. Well, on that note, you can catch me on Instagram, dearest @dearest_rat.
I like that.
On Instagram. I used to have a Twitter. I still have it, but I don't check it. I don't think I even have the app on there.
You stop Xing?
I mean, that shit's going
I don't
down
even
in
X.
flames, bro.
Is it?
I don't know.
Too bad. Sorry, Elon.
Elon Musk is a hoax.
Yeah, he is.
You're the only one that like laughed at that shit.
I was gonna go in, but I was like, he just gets a laugh.
Yeah. People, I'm like, it's a fucking.
I mean, that's more than a she ha ha ha. Like,
it didn't mean
ha, ha, ha
anything.
face.
That's the funny thing. I'm like, it literally didn't mean anything.
It doesn't mean anything.
That's why it's great.
Because he is real.
So you think?
I'm sure he's not a robot.
So you think?
All right, thanks everybody.
You get no
Be
proof.
sure to like, comment, and subscribe. You can catch us on all the DSPs. On
Tell us what
Spotify,
hot stuff
on
to eat
Apple.
next year.
Yeah, like spicy.
What spicy hot things are we
Spicy
gonna eat next year?
foods. Send
Tell
us all your spicy
all right, I
food
got
snacks.
it. Give us the spicy things. Tell Trey what he's gonna cook. Give him some stuff to cook up, and prove me wrong about your New Year's resolutions.
Meet up with Josh to go running.
Mm-hmm.
No, I like to run by myself.
Okay.
Don't meet up with him. He don't want
Don't
you.
meet up with me.
Happy
Catch
New
me.
Year.
I run alone.
Catch me in the dark around the reservoir. That sounds weird. I don't want to do that. But catch me there.
Catch me outside.
All right. YouTube, Instagram, TikTok,
Guys,
Apple, Spotify. You know, you guys.
Welcome to 2024.
Later.